Wow, them some elf ears.
Yeah.
Nah, even the ogre heard it.
Got Bops' message. I only read the first part on my phone, and I was like, oh, no. An hour later, I checked it. I was like, well played, sir. You got it.
Going through a little bit of withdrawal.
No.
I don't think you could
we've all
quantify
gone
it
through
as
some
little.
withdrawal for sure.
Yeah, it's not a little. The only thing wrong with that sentence was the quantity.
I can relate.
So I apologize. There is a can't quite call it a pack, maybe a 12-pack of coyotes out in the back property right now. So the dog out there is, or our dog thinks she's one of them, and you might hear that ever so often.
Hey, everybody.
Hey. Oh, that hair is supreme.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was cut right before COVID was locked down in March last year, so it's like my playoff beard.
Yeah, I have a December beard going.
Oh, nice. That's coming in nice and thick and
Except,
luscious.
and this is weird, see this? You would think that's a strip of no hair, but if I get up, it's just one strip of white hair that looks like a patch.
Oh, wow.
I just noticed that on camera, so I was like, oh wait, there is hair. Oh, I'm gray. Oh no.
That's an interesting pattern you have there.
It's just one strip.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's not even symmetrical. It's not even in the middle.
I got the pepper myself. Like there's lots of gray in there, but I guess you can't really see it.
It's spaced out. It's even. That's good.
Yeah, peppered, but it's growing for sure. The hair, the gray is growing, and like this top here, I got like a Krusty the Clown going on. Like when I'm 50, it's like gonna be full Krusty. I think like this is gonna disappear.
Krusty's okay. If you go Sideshow Bob, then
then you got a problem. Yeah. What does he have? Like a star or something?
Oh, it's like 7 or 8. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, no, just got like the tripod, I think.
The trident of hair. I'll be honest. The last notes I took were a little bit. We were down in the sewer. We were getting led in a map, and there was a few options of which way to go.
Yeah,
that's where I was at.
We're in some like big drain,
big flush room.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it smells. It's awesome. It's like minty leaf, thyme soaking. It's great.
Oh yeah, the whole trip is smelling dandy. If I have anything to do with it.
Thank you, sir.
I'm taking requests.
I would like a salted caramel.
Oh, okay, done.
Sugar cookie.
Okay, done.
Man. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go beverage up, and while we wait for Denver here a few minutes, so I'll be right back.
All right.
That is fair.
I swear I was smelling sugar cookies at work the other day, and I have no idea where it was coming from.
It's just like,
I'm losing my mind.
Do you want some water or something?
Too many.
Last weekend, I told her that if the DM gets out of line, we might secret code message her on the screen, so she goes in there and slaps him.
That'd be funny.
Out of line.
Yeah.
I would do it too.
You could go check his rolls for us too. Like, did he really get 2 crits in a row?
We need to put a secret camera into the room. Just
Now you're going to buy shit. So I saw it the other day. There's a camera and a recorder the size of a battery, AA, and it records, and it can stream like live record out. And I was like, man, if that ever gets to the mass market where most people can buy it, that's going to be the creepiest. You're going to get some creepy ass videos out there.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Let's
be
be completely honest. That's pretty small, but legitimately, anyone in their vehicle. I've got 2 of them in our room right now, and it's this big, and it can stream and it can record to the cloud.
That's what I mean. That's nuts.
Yeah.
And that is in the mass market.
Oh,
I bought 2 of them for my car, and if I really want to get creepy, there's one that's about the size of, I'm gonna say half the diameter of a C battery, and that's the back camera, and it can transmit to the front, and then it also records to the cloud too.
Yeah. See, yeah, that's where I'm like, hey, I'm all for technology and everything, but the spy games that can be played with those little tiny cameras.
I know. It's already the creep show. The creep show is probably full blown, and it's like industrialized. And yeah, we probably don't even want to know about it, but yeah.
The Israeli spy show is what I watched, and the Israelis are really on top of their spy game right now. It is very impressive what they can do. They're basically telling the CIA, hey, here's the equipment we designed that you should use. And the CIA is like, yep, that's what we should use.
Let's be honest, that show is probably only showing us stuff that they've had for the past 10 years.
Oh, yeah, no, it's well, some of the stuff is supposed to be like, hey, investors come out. They are bringing it out to the market, but police agencies are buying it. Police departments, stuff like that. So they're not like commercially, but you can, if you are a Fortune 500 company and you have the money, you want to protect. That's what they do, I guess. I don't know.
Let's
a little bit above my pay
grade. If you want to see some crazy stuff, look for the security systems. Hey, team. The security systems found on like Russian oligarch cruise ships.
Yes.
If you want to see something absolutely terrifying, don't bring your phone onto a Russian oligarch's cruise ship. Do you want to know why? Because they have all over the place. It looks like just a little camera that's recording you. But what it is it's an infrared laser unit on the camera. So it emits the infrared laser, sees if it finds either a CMOS, CCD, or a 3CCD chip, anything that can be found to record, and instantly hits it with a pulse of infrared light that permanently burns the system out. Your phone, no more cameras if it's on that ship.
There's also the one where they can automatically hack into it from don't even have to see it. It just has to be in their area, 3,000 feet, and they can pretty much hack it instantly. And I was like, that does not belong in the hands of police departments.
Okay. Yeah, geez. The only people it belongs in the hands of is like the ones investigating like the really rich people. Like that's, I think, the only thing I would find acceptable. Like anything else is just kind of like too small time.
How about the fact that when did we have the release of the information on the railgun? For like 15 years, they had a railgun mounted on a U.S. naval ship, and they were testing it, and they were using it. We just found out 5 years ago in the news media, they're going to actually decommission it and take it off of the ship because they don't like the fact that it's not maneuverable, which means they've obviously used it in tactical situations. They do like it, however, because a slug this big can absolutely devastate. Give me 1 second.
Did you hear about the India border incident? Whole platoon suffers like microwave emissions, basically radiation. Yeah. So what kind of weapon was used there where a whole platoon that was guarding the border suffers radiation?
Oh, yeah.
Like a microwave emitter weapon.
Jeez.
Find out how much
and with like drones as well, like I feel like We're at
I'm not finding them.
that era where like the machine gun just came out, and even armies weren't even prepared for like what that meant.
So your DS wouldn't turn on?
We're like,
Tiny himself.
the
Just
computer
line
technology.
yourself up, find a flank, and pinch 'em old style. We'll be out of this before Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out that's not running against machine guns a bad idea.
The government of Iran is saying that nuclear scientist was killed by a tiny ass drone that had 2 machine guns on either side.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, a tiny drone, not one of those big ones that fly. It was a tiny drone with a machine gun. Took out a security detail too.
They got little drones that can like target you with like facial recognition software and just fly into with one little. They are the bullet. They'll turn you into like a little explosive.
Yeah,
and that thing's like this tiny little drone. Like
that South American president was almost taken out by one of those drone bombs.
Bolsonaro or who?
No, not the Brazil guy. This was a couple of years back where his guys threw up the big pillow cushion things when that drone came in.
Madero or what's his name from Venezuela?
Might have been Venezuela guy, Maduro. But yeah, no, they heard some buzzing coming. You see the guys beside him go like this, and all of a sudden, other guys come up with these big pillow-looking cushion things.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, that's the new technology. You can't really go out in public with drone bombing.
It's nanotechnology, the drones, like the internet, all of it is just like the potential implications are almost limitless there. We're getting pretty good at being able to destroy ourselves for sure, and the planet and everything else. But can we create? Jeez.
All right. Okay, we're ready.
And even just like having guns that shoot like certain energy pulses that can like just take out all the electricity, like in a ship or like I think Russian fighter planes have that.
EMP is pretty hardened. EMP is pretty nasty. It has been for a while, but they've been hardening stuff for so long that a lot of EMP stuff is not going to be as effective as it used to.
Oh.
Well, it's actually fairly easy. Have you ever seen a Faraday cage?
Stuck in here.
You can ground
No.
yourself with the composite material.
Oh.
Yeah, so what ends up happening, your microwave has a Faraday cage built into it. It's basically, it's a steel mesh that anytime any of those microwaves are going to try and get through, no matter what, they will find interference in the cage itself, and then the cage is grounded. And with that, anything that happens inside of it, that's why you don't get bombarded by microwave rays when you're using your microwave.
Because of the wire mesh.
So they tell you. Just kidding. Yeah,
But only if you're wearing a tinfoil hat.
I mean, this whole conversation's pre-tinfoil hat. Someone's got to say it.
Oh, not even. This is direct science. Released from.
This is stuff DARPA's like, let us know. Here you go, peons. Be amazed by us.
That's actually the stuff they have released. There's more crazy stuff they haven't released. But yeah, no, that is actually released papers. The railgun, that is true. Microwave emission guns actually happened in India the last 2 years. That was reported by the NSA too.
Yeah. Well, even if you actually watch, they've actually got news reports even on it. I always enjoy watching it because this railgun, it fires it fires an aluminum slug about 10 inches from front to back, and it fires this thing out this rail, and it pounds through 9 steel plates, each one 2 inches thick. And it still doesn't stop, and it continues going until it hits a massive concrete bunker, and you see that concrete bunker just basically mushroom.
Yeah.
And it's done, and I'm like, holy crap. And they're like, yeah, a weapon like this can fire from Seattle to Detroit, and it can be there in under 3 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, so they the U.S. Navy actually built a railgun and they put it on a ship.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, that thing's crazy, man. Fires a fucking slug at Mach 6.
Yep. Mach 6 to Mach 7. And
It's insane.
if you want to see interesting videos, there's actually guys who have built railguns themselves.
Tabletop railguns. I know. I myself was in the neighborhood for that hobby.
There is some amazing. One of my favorite ones is this guy. He looks like a complete redneck bumpkin kid. But he's sitting there and he's like, oh, yeah, we're going to test this out. And what does he have? He has a row of 9-volt batteries. And there's got to be, it's hooked positive to negative loop the whole way through.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, well, and he's got probably about 50 of these things. He's like, yeah, I need the high voltage because you need that to accelerate the aluminum slug.
Yeah.
And he's got these 2 wooden rails, and you can see he's got the electromagnet rails on the inside of these 2 wooden rails. And he shoots this thing, and he's like, here's this old derelict car in my dad's backyard. So he's got this thing aimed. It's sitting on basically one of those 3x6 wooden fold-out tables, and he flicks the switch, and all you see is just this little blur, and then his rail gun, the wooden everything, it just basically splits and peels like a Bugs Bunny banana shotgun. But you see a hole through his dad's old derelict car. Then he opens up the trunk, and you can see the hole of this thing going out the other side.
Jeez.
Cripes.
You don't want to put your tongue on those 9-volt batteries.
Yeah, you want to test if there's a charge still?
Yeah. Your head just explodes like one of those Bugs Bunny.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
We lose Kelly?
Yeah, looks like it. Hey, and like speaking about tinfoil hats and everything, it's pretty much like for sure now that aliens exist, or is that like UFOs exist, or what was that news that like we kind of didn't even care about because of COVID?
The U.S. Army acknowledges that there's extraterrestrial craft.
Extraterrestrial craft or like UFOs? Like we don't know what these are.
Extraterrestrial was one of the confirmations from the Senator Harry Reid.
Oh yeah.
So with that, they say extraterrestrial because there's nothing on the planet that can make the recorded physics what they've seen.
Oh, okay.
They've been seeing those for years. The reason they're out there releasing it is because some of the Navy pilots have been really
getting old and dying and telling everybody what they'd finally been waiting their entire lives to tell.
Basically, and even active ones coming out like Commander Fravor. But you can owe that disclosure, and this is a weird thing to say, but the guy from Blink-182.
Really?
Yeah, he went hard on, got some of the old school guys that were involved in researching alien technologies, got them together in some Academy of the Stars was his company, and they approached the Nevada Senator Harry Reid, who then used his influence in the Senate and everything like that to actually put funding towards it, and that's the result.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They're not done.
Before we go down that rabbit hole, and that's a deep one. So we waved goodbye to one viewer already who decided this conversation was going to tinfoil hat for the likes of them. So whoever that
always has been
is probably just that NSA member off to tell people what we're all about.
That was me clicking the Twitch window down.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oops.
So yeah, hi to Draconis Firebrand in chat. Thanks for joining us, man. Draconis has been in the U.S. fighting some of the most intense wildfires you have ever seen for months on end now, helping to save the planet and save people down there. So hats off to you, buddy. Hats off for what you do down there. And thanks for taking time out to join us tonight. Also, Nariel the True, Dareth is in the house. Big shout out to him as well. And whoever else has joined us this evening. Yeah, it's good to have you here finally. So I don't know if anybody else is paying attention to chat, but feel free, the rest of the gang here, if you guys want to pull up in another window, put it on another monitor, and join chat on twitch.tv/take20_D&D. Then you can join in with the chat and chat these buggers up when I drone on too long for your character to actually participate in the game. You are welcome to plague those people in chat. We're not giving away any dice today. We're just actually, you're welcome to place bets on whoever you think is going to score the first critical roll in channel. We're kind of always, I guess, always have a set of dice to win for somebody. I don't know if anybody's accepting dice now. Can I even send somebody dice? It's like, here, have my.
You probably should.
Dice. Yeah, right? It's like, maybe not. So we won't be delivering any dice, but you can win them, and I'll put your name on the thing, and then when we agree to a sanitization procedure and how we're going to ship them when COVID ends, then we can proceed from there. Yeah, a little bit of a redacted indeed.
You could probably just put all the dice in your mouth and
Dracona's Firebrand was just saying, I promise not to lick them if I win them. See, but
good.
Mike has the exact opposite idea. Like, just put them in there. Fucking hoop them. Get them across the border.
So I don't know what they taste like.
Little dice gargle.
They look like candy, right? So just gotta make sure.
That's right. So where we left off last time, you guys were neck deep in the sewers below Calyndra. And these are a fairly extensive sewer system. You really have not a clue where you're going in here, but you did have a lead. Does anybody remember the lead? Nope. That's unfortunate because now you'll find yourselves lost in the sewers. Now you were on.
What did you say?
The trail. Oh, I was saying, does anybody remember the lead you were following down here?
The lead, yeah, it was like from that prisoner guy.
The whole reason you guys are down here is
that prisoner.
You are in search of
Elseth,
right, who has gone missing. Him and another nobleman of sorts have gone fishing for some extra ammunition to use against the enemy and found themselves disappeared. So your lead has kind of guided you into the sewers, and you know who else tends to lurk in the sewers. I mean, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but your previous encounters have encountered thieves in the sewers, so I know there's an air of mystery about that as well, whether or not there's any involvement at all or what it is that you'll find while you're down here. So we do have the map behind us of where the party was, just coming into this giant chamber here. And I think that's right where we left off too, was you guys just approaching into that chamber.
Yeah, we're heading to the south there, seeing what's going on.
Yeah. So you guys are going to the south straight down this path here?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't even know if you can see my hand. I'm like, oh, straight down this path here. You're like, where the fuck is he pointing? Okay, let me redraw a little bit of the map here for everybody to watch, and we'll get right to it. Plot amongst yourselves, actually. You know, if you guys want to plan or plot something like that, my ears are off. So
we don't even really have any sense of direction under here. Like, we're kind of just like going blind.
I can always point you towards north, just in case. That doesn't really help us, but just in light sources as well. What was our light source again? Someone loaned me out a light source.
You have those candles that you can burn that last forever.
Yeah. Those candles for sure.
Yeah, I gave all 5 of them to you, Emus, there. I believe.
Candle of continual light?
Camera.
Yeah, 4 candles.
Camera. Sweet, nice.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of like wandering around, trying to see what we bump into. Right? We're not following a trail. We should kind of look around for more clues of human activity if we can. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I think Bops was also talking to rats, wasn't he?
Yeah, talking to rats, they weren't too helpful. They're not able to point us in the direction of humanoids.
Well, maybe we'll find alligators.
Very good potential.
Or the Ninja Turtles. I mean, the Ninja Turtles might live down here.
Who brought the pizza?
I'll make one out of sewer stuff.
I'm sure there's enough like X pizza down here that you can probably put it back together.
Oh yeah, it'll be super delicious, and we'll just put magic on it with the illusion of it tasting good.
Just super prestidigitation that pizza back together, and it's fine.
I don't think.
Like you.
Yeah, you'd also need like a cure disease beyond the prestidigitation.
Some serious magics that I'm still not going to trust, but hey, you know what? Maybe the turtle will be into it.
Right.
So one thing I am going to try and find a way to incorporate is a way for people to see larger maps. So the rest of the players, I guess, can see them. But I'm working with some Discord stuff here, turning on the old Discord premium so I can try and get some bonus features out of this thing next time. But anyhow, our map is not pretty, but it is there.
So you guys actually descend some stairs heading south.
Just under, there's a stone walkway above, but if you were to reach up in the stone walkway, you would touch water, like gross water. So you kind of know that. There's some drips coming from the ceiling down, and then the corridor extends about 40 feet further south, and then you'll notice that it comes to an intersection. You can see the intersection beyond, especially because most of you, if not most of you, have dark vision. So you can see beyond to the next intersection. It looks like both of them appear quite the same. And overhead, you've got a couple of grates that appear to lead to open street. You can actually hear voices above you of people
On the
passing
open
by.
street.
The open street, and below them are some drains. They're basically bowl-shaped, like concave cutaways from the stone, like little basins, and then they drain into these pipes somewhere deeper into the ground.
Well, do we see any evidence of like human activity or?
I'm going to get you to roll me an investigation, Bops, as your gnomish eyes squint in the dim light and try to perceive some element.
We got a 16.
16? Okay, so you actually do pick up the faint traces of human footprints leading in this direction and away from this direction. It's hard to discern how many have passed here before, but you definitely get the impression that this is a well-traveled area.
Hey, everybody. I get the impression that this is a well-traveled area. Look, footprints.
How fresh?
And as he points them out, you guys begin to see them as well.
How fresh do they seem? Pretty.
Well, what you actually notice, all of you, is that the floor of the sewage system here actually gets a bit mossy and a little bit slippery. So as you're looking down, you can see that the impressions left by some of these footprints are actually in a very, very thin layer of like moss and slime that's grown on the brickwork down here.
Yep.
Well, I suppose we should follow the moss trail. Seems like
Jace is up there 420 representing.
Seems
fucking Emus, man. So, sorry, you were saying, Mike?
Follow the footprint.
Yes.
What can go wrong?
Right. So, which footprints would you follow?
The left ones.
But there's about 8 sets of footprints that are identifiable in this soft ground below you. And they vary in size. Some are very small. Some are actually appear to be barefooted. And there's a couple of trails of like smaller footprints, look like large rodents.
Was this dude that we're looking for a human?
Yeah, but I wonder if he'd be walking or being dragged. Like, is there any footprints that look like they're more heavily pushed into?
I mean, he could have been carried.
Yeah, it could have been carried. So deeper footprints, I guess.
Okay, I'm actually going to get Lynette to roll an investigation for me.
17.
Okay. Yeah. So as you're looking at these and you're squinting, as soon as Bob says, perhaps there's some deeper footprints we can find, your eyes kind of focus on one set that appears to be fresher than the rest, leading straight south and around the basin at the intersection and further south.
Hey, these ones are fresher.
Mm.
We had some.
More fresh.
That could be one of two things. Elsith, theoretically, but he's been gone for a while, or number two, the people who are holding him.
Well, as we've seen, it is the sewers, and number 2 is quite possible.
We should potentially do something about this.
Oh, here we go.
Starts already.
Yes, I agree. We should make it a big do. Do.
You know, you guys don't have to piss all over this. Come on.
Shit.
Are you going further down?
Yeah.
Well, I mean the level of definitely descended a notch or two.
Well, it depends. I'm assuming the road that we're traveling underneath is the highway of. I'm just trying to remember the name. Someone want to tag it up for me?
Roll me an insight, Grond. Roll me an insight with +4.
15, 16, 17.
Okay, 17. So that's actually 21. And you deduce that, in fact, you are below one of the main arteries in Calyndra, and you get a very good sense of direction. Emus, you also just generally feel a good sense of direction where you are. Having memorized the street layout, you are able to concur that you guys are, in fact, under one of the larger main roads through Calyndra.
So this does appear to be a highway. I wonder if it's the Hershey one.
Ooh.
Set that up.
As Bops tosses a whiff of chocolate in your nose.
Is that a request?
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the investigation we're on, did it?
Yeah.
I was just up to a punchline. Okay.
Is knowing about Hershey metagaming? Like, do we know Hershey?
Yeah, it depends. He's like, the gnome casts Hershey. All right, roll Constitution check or shit your pants.
Well,
we've been there in a few games.
I'm thinking.
Shitstorm.
Yeah, shitstorm.
Yeah.
I miss the Dark Sun adventures a little bit, actually.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It was definitely dark.
Yeah. Yeah. For a shizzle. So
You guys have the choice to continue on ahead, at which point you'll arrive at the intersection at the first basin, and you will have a view left and right.
So where are those heavier tracks going off to?
The
Our
tracks
original goal
around
was
the basin and further south to the next intersection.
I didn't hear that. Sorry.
our original goal was the Southport, wasn't it? I wrote it
I think so.
I don't know if you can see that.
down by the dots.
Yep.
There
Okay.
you go.
And like, what direction? Just curious. What was that other building? Like, this is the pub where they were like nabbing guys, but there's another building that they were like working out of. What direction would that building be?
Okay, so you guys, I'll give you a bonus as well, and I'll let somebody roll with advantage on navigating their memory to try and discern exactly where they are relative to where that building is, and then
Doesn't one of us have like an eidetic memory?
actually, Emus does. Emus, you will, but you'll have to take the lead, or you'll have to vocally give direction. One of which may alert people to your presence, and the other which might put you in harm's way.
Message. Emus, did you
Yeah.
want me to constantly message back and forth so I can use the cantrip? So
Cantrip?
we can be constantly in communication back and forth. I can say something, you have to respond.
Yep.
But I can hear you, and it is silent to everyone else.
All right. So if I whisper back, let's say every 2 turns, we give directions back and forth.
Yeah, essentially it can be every action.
Okay.
I
Alright.
get one and you get a response.
I will have you know, my only light source for down here for vision is the candle of eternal light that I've lit. So it is like a torch at this point. But so I might have, if someone's coming, I might have to put it out real quick.
If your fairway's behind us, in theory they shouldn't see it through like the 6 of us, especially if we're trying to keep you in a protected area.
That's the goal. All right. So so I can try and navigate here. Again, it's not like, hey, eidetic memory, I remember. I still have to like figure it out, right? Kind of thing. But yeah. That's what we're trying to do.
And every once in a while, because the sewers are a confusing mess of both old and new architecture, you are going to have to roll a check just to see that you're staying on point.
What kind of check would that be? Intelligence?
Yeah, I would say intelligence.
Okay.
Wisdom. Intelligence. Yeah, the wisdom to know better. Okay, so I'm going to lead you in the general direction, and then we'll pause in a moment. Oh, no, that's a bad picture to post. Didn't that guy die?
Yeah, right after that.
Porkins?
Speaking of which, The Mandalorian is amazing.
Me and Kelly need to watch that still.
No spoilers. I'm just saying, best show on Disney Plus.
Is Porkins in it?
Him? No.
Maybe his bacon.
There is reference to old X-Wing fighters, definitely.
So, if we follow his footprints, we'll have to be ready for a fight at any time. So, which way should we travel forth?
We're gonna follow the precious prince.
So you guys come up to the first intersection, and all you hear is the subtle drip, drip, and of course the muffled overhead sounds of traffic passing by. You hear the odd of horses and wagons being dragged. But outside of that, this area seems to be relatively, devoid of life and sound. But it does carry on, and as you guys come to the first intersection, Emus, your impression is that you could go to the west at this point, or you may be able to continue and follow the footprints, which seem to lead in generally that same direction south.
So for the team here, our goal was to find Elsith, and the last we were told that Elsith was taken down south, probably to the docks. From that guy we interrogated.
The dogs, he might not even be there anymore.
This is true.
So you guys would guess that these footprints are less than 9 hours old.
Oh God, 9 hours.
How long ago does whatever his name is, disappear?
He disappeared days ago. Like,
yeah,
we heard rumors of him disappearing 2 days before we got here. We spent 2 days here.
Right.
This is like 4 days ago now.
At least a week.
Is this the direction of the docks?
No.
No.
Well, south would be.
Anybody have a location spell with something of his?
Yeah, you get the impression, Emus, that you should be carrying on southwest.
That's a good idea. Just one sec.
I mean, we have his ring, don't we?
We have one of his rings.
What level is that?
Above mine.
Damn. Seriously?
I think I have to sleep. For sure. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, so you're gonna use locate object. Do you have locate object?
No, well, we have the object, so it doesn't really work. But we could try and scry him. No, that doesn't. I'm not a scryer.
Yes, there's another spell that is useful for that.
Serious?
Think of, yeah. Is it Clairvoyance?
No,
I'm pretty positive I have access to that spell.
You're talking about locate
Yes.
creature?
Oh, okay. You create an invisible sentence or sensor within range in a location familiar to a place you've visited or seen before. The sensor remains in place for the duration but cannot be attacked. When you cast a spell, you choose seeing or hearing. You can use the chosen sense through the sensor as if you were in its space. As your action, you can switch between seeing and hearing. So a creature that can see that, essentially you're just putting a invisible camera in place that you can see or hear through.
I was thinking, as soon as she said locate, I was thinking locate creature.
Yeah, locate
Gone.
creature, locate object. They're both spells that we should be able to do.
Yep.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, it's level 4.
Well, locate object is second level.
Locate creature is 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know what object Elsith would have, though.
Well, you've seen Elsith, which is...
Yeah, it would have to be one of you guys that would cast it. I've never seen
Well, I don't know that one.
it?
You guys just bust out a big kumbaya in the middle of the sewer system. So you guys hold my hands. Hold my hands, damn it.
It's not in my spell book to even to sleep on it.
If it's a ritual though, and you have it, then you can take that time and cast
Okay,
it.
what's the order that you're walking in here? Can I get a just general sense of who's in the lead and who's in the rear?
I'm behind Grond.
Okay, and you guys...
I'll be
And you're
closer
kind
to
of-
the front.
Okay.
I apologize, Grond. I didn't mean to Freudian
So
slip.
are you like hanging around his hip at the front of the cavern here? And Grond, I assume you're normal size, your regular 8
Yeah.
foot self in here. Okay, it
Yeah,
is still a little bit crampy on the walls for you, but you can fit everywhere in this particular space, which is fine. As you get up to the quarters, though, you see that on approaching that first one, you see that there are smaller pipes that maybe a halfling could fit into that
Or-
line the walls and have water dripping from them occasionally. You figure they must be smaller runoff from, other sewage infrastructure just above. You actually are quite marveled at what you're seeing down here, just the intricacy of what appears to be, piping and stuff like that.
I will convey the knowledge of where we're at to the group, but let them on the decision, footsteps, other path, destiny down to the ports was the one lead we got, or the docks.
Okay, as you're talking, Grond, can I get a perception roll from you, please?
14.
You hear what sounds like a loud fart coming from the west.
What?
Grond.
Like,
It wasn't me, I swear it.
Yeah, and it actually echoes a little bit, but as everybody was talking, you just caught the echo of what sounded like a very loud fart coming from the west.
Okay. Interesting.
We should go back to message.
So you guys stop for a moment and you're listening, and you all hear it again. It's like a loud, wet, flappy, just like, and it seems to reverberate down the cavern towards you.
All right.
This reminds
Everybody
me of
blend
that
in with the everything else around us. And wait.
Maybe there's an old man that way.
Yeah, you guys notice as you're standing there as well, there's a little bit of steam rising off of the vent in front of you. It's quite pungent.
Ooh, it's the clown, guys. Cleaning sewers.
You see a small red balloon floating on the drain.
Onion.
So, what do you do?
Keep walking.
Okay, south, west. Which way are you going?
I don't know. Are we at a dead end right now?
You were right in that first intersection.
Are we following footsteps? Isn't that the thing that we're doing?
Grond's gonna actually take his axe, and he's gonna be tapping the ground in front of him, trying to find bad things.
Okay.
Do you want me to check for traps as we go?
Yeah.
That would be good.
Yeah, I'll do that then if he's instead of I'll check for traps.
Tapping.
I'm going to need a free hand, so I'm going to take that eternal candle and a small piece of string that I have and attach it to the scythe. So it's now become that. So free hands there.
Nice.
Okay.
And Grond, I'll just my lips so maybe you can start the
messaging again.
So I feel like we got two choices. We follow the fart or we follow the footsteps. And the fart, we might need to kill something. The footsteps, we might need to kill something.
Footsteps sound more appealing.
Are we saying
the
all
footsteps may trap us in the fart room, which means we'll have to kill both of them at the same time too.
Emus, can your raven or something go check what's down there?
Perfect. That's what. Yeah. So if we're talking this out loud, I will just swirl the smoke and send it in the direction of the fart.
Yeah.
It's the swamp monster, guys.
Sure. We'll have a canary in the coal mines. That was my metaphor.
Okay.
Solid reference.
Yeah. Is no one paying attention to chat?
No, I don't get chat.
I saw that.
Yeah, I don't have it up either.
This is my chat.
You guys hear that loud, wet, flappy fart coming from the east again.
Crocodile.
And it literally sounds like it's like
Kite furrows her brow.
Yeah, I mean, you figure the size of the ass that must be coming off has got to be pretty big to be making a sound like that.
So bigger than Grond's ass.
Or thereabouts.
I've got a bad feeling about this, guys.
Sewer monsters.
Trademark.
So was it coming? So what? We'll just wait and see what the Raven sees, I suppose, about this fart.
Yes.
Oh.
And I will hold Grond's wrist and warg in. So up here.
So what do you think your Raven's going to do down here in the sewers there, Amos?
Just look more of a hearing perception that goes towards that echo. Just see if he encounters something. Maybe he'll get swiped down. Maybe he'll hear something. I'm warging in for that perception. I know it's darker, but with the Raven, we'll see what we can do.
Okay, while you coalesce that Raven into existence and begin to send it down, I need you to roll me a perception check, please.
From the Raven or myself?
Don't matter. Roll me a perception check. Just roll me a d20. Tell me what that number is.
13.
Okay. 13.
That was from the Raven.
Okay. No, it's not relevant to that. I got something else going on here. So, as your Raven flies down you're sending it to the west.
The fart.
Towards the fart. Okay.
Yes.
So as it cruises down, you notice at the next intersection that the ground just gets a little bit wet there, and that there's a bit of steam rising from the center. And then your Raven continues to fly, and it notices that there is a large, what would be about 50 by 50 foot space in the room, and it appears that there's some light coming down from a grate in the ceiling. It's a bit of a spherical room, flat floor, but it appears to be the nexus of several sewage lines.
All right. If I may, I'll get him to curve back and come back towards me and release Grond's arm and relay what I saw to the group. Saw it and probably smelled. Or slasher.
Yeah, let's get this raven to just fly as much as we can, maybe. So,
Grond, mute. I'm sure it was funny.
Okay, so now
Is it
you're.
just me or is this rank or what?
Mm.
That was half a Star Wars joke in that too, eh?
no Rancor.
Rancor. I love that creature. Oh.
Yeah, my kids love it too. They take little penne noodles and pretend they're the Rancor beast when he bites the bone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they act the whole scene.
Yeah, some people watch A Christmas Story, some watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Mike gathers up the family for a Star Wars Christmas festival. Yeah. That's awesome.
So yeah, as the raven flies down, you notice that there's a nexus of several sewage, round holes in the brickwork, where sewer water is basically flowing out of into a bit of a gathering area here, and then is flowing down a larger or wider rather channel along the length of this hall. And as it flies up, it catches that there's a few more of these tunnels on the side that are
All kind of drizzling some foul liquid into a main channel in the floor. And it all appears to be flowing this direction.
I know you took your headphones off. Did you hear what I was able to get the bird to round and come back to me and relay that to the group, release Grond's wrist. But at the same time, I'm going to send the bird down towards, just as a little bit of a canary down to the footsteps while we discuss our options here.
Okay, so behind you to
the steps, you mean? Or
the mossy steps.
Okay, you're going to get them to follow those?
Just for a little bit, not even 100 feet.
Okay, no problem.
Sorry, I know. Draw, blah, blah.
Yeah, could we just wait here for like an hour and get Kelly to just draw the whole thing out for us?
We can risk it, but I can only go warg in 100 feet. He can go further, but I can only get the vision and the heightened senses with 100 feet.
Gotcha.
And a great old handhold from my buddy. My buddy and me.
That was a toy in the 80s, wasn't it? My buddy?
I think so.
Is that what you're singing? Singing that theme song?
It's an old school reference. I believe it's an old school commercial from the back of my mind. But yes, it was like the curly haired, looked like a Cabbage Patch Kid kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like my buddy. Yeah, I'm starting to.
Mixed between a
It's
Cabbage
not
Patch Kid and Chucky.
Yeah.
There you go.
Garbage Pail Kid? Garbage Pail Kid, sorry.
Cabbage Patch, yeah.
Brittany, is she asleep?
Nope.
I just don't have a fucking clue what you're talking about. These Garbage Pail Kids and Cabbage Patches.
Hey, I know what those are. I just didn't know any of them.
Oh. What about
I have Kirby's.
Okay, yeah, born in the 80s works too. I'm old. I don't know. Is anybody else born? I know Denver's not born in the 80s.
I was born in the 80s.
80s? 89?
Yep.
Ooh, 89.
89.
Yeah, it was
Good
right
year.
at the end of 89.
You caught the 80s, just like I caught the 70s. I was born in 79, in November 29, so I got a month in there. Wild times.
Okay.
Times.
How you guys?
Like
Nice.
ABBA, I don't know, what else? Goldfish and platform shoes.
Oh
I
my
was
god.
November 78, so
78.
got a year on ya.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you remember then. They're just, nuts. Different time, 70s.
When you were talking about pizza and sewers, I had to think immediately towards the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That was what I said.
So,
Ninja Turtles, what a coincidence.
I said that we should look for them in these sewers. Maybe, give us some direction.
Maybe they're the ones farting.
Yeah.
so
I blame the orange one, Michelangelo.
And just as Bops says those very words, you hear the loud, wet, flappy fart sound coming from the west again.
Huh. But
Now
nothing from the raven that we see.
Even Emus, your raven scoots around down south, southwest, and kind of cruises around here. There appears to be an older gathering area, like a huge basin with a large metal grate at the bottom of it that tons of sewage from various pipes around the room are flowing into. Some are just a drizzle. Some are actually have fairly steady sewage flowing out of them. Probably being gathered further down. So anywhere you guys see blue on this map is essentially runoff rivulet. It's like an indent in the ground that basically tracks along. So as the sewage pours out, it basically gathers into these areas and then is shipped elsewhere. Most likely, you figure down towards the port. So this other area is where the footprints ended. You found the footprints actually carried on down here, the freshest of the set, and then ended abruptly in this area.
I guess we teleported out, probably.
And again, you hear the flap, 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 flap.
Looks like an
What's in that circle there?
What kind of creature can seriously do that?
Just keep farting.
What is in this circle here?
Yeah.
It just appears to be a flat section of stone, and there's a grate over top of it, but you don't see any light coming from the grate. Oh, we lost Ember.
And the footprints end just at that?
And the footprints end right at the edge of that. Yeah.
I don't know what kind of creature could make that, but how about you, Kelly? Ochu?
Ochu. Yeah. So, and yeah, it actually appears to be a blank stone flat area where absolutely devoid of anything. As a matter of fact, it's interesting enough that no water, but there's water around it. So there's fairly deep water located here, and you can see through some of the sewage, even in the dim light, that there appears to be grates that it's draining out into. But the water flows into this area at such a rate that is actually fairly deep. It looks like it might even be about 3 or 4 feet deep. Down to those grates.
As tall as my puppy?
Yeah.
Grond, can you push down on the center part with your axe?
So that center part would be about 22 feet front to back, like 22 feet across.
Teleportation circle.
Yeah, and it appears that it's just like this nexus of water flowing around it. But in the center, there's barely even any debris.
Interesting. How far, like, from the edges can you jump over the water to get to the center?
Yeah, so the water is approximately 10 feet across. Like it's, especially if you're here, it dips down, and then the entire ring is about 7.5 feet where it hits water, and then it's just water, and it looks like it might be about 3 or 4 feet deep. And it's flowing, like you can tell that it's being sucked down into somewhere else below that.
Interesting.
Huh. Should you just set me down on a rope?
What's that? Grond?
Is there anywhere around that we've seen like a plank of any sort?
Okay, so you search about the area. The Raven didn't actually see anything, but you guys are welcome to carry on down in that direction and have a look as you go, if you like. You didn't notice any creatures of any sort. Hold on, COVID.
Yeah, well, should we investigate that room and head down there, and then maybe Emus, you can bird out for another swoop?
Oh yeah, I enjoy the canary in the coal mine before we go in. They're dangerous, but as we go there, I'm not checking for traps, so we should still do that as we go. I don't trust thieves' guilds.
All right. Well, do you want to lead then? Sorry, Lynette. What's your Calyndra? Calyndra.
You forgot it already?
It's been so long since we last played.
It's been so long. Check for traps.
Yeah, I'll check for traps.
And we'll head down to that swirly room with the footprints end.
Okay, as you follow the footprints down, you guys get down to this area here, and now the sound is coming from the north. You hear that wet, moist, flappy fart.
Oh God.
I really just want to see what this is at this point.
So, yeah, is it like a sewer feature that like deals with like gas buildup or something? Like, what is?
So and it appears to be to the north, probably about 60 feet.
Do we
And you just see that, yeah, from your guys' vision and stuff, like some of you have dark vision, you just see that the floor gets very wet there, but you're unable to discern exactly what's going on without getting a bit closer.
There's like a creepy, moist, farting vibe happening here.
Is in any of our encounters previously, have we listened to a sound like this before? Is this unique?
Yes, you've heard Grond and a couple of others. You've even woken yourself up in the middle of the night a couple times
Something bovine.
with similar wet fart sounds. I mean, the shit you guys eat while you're out on the dusty trail is enough to assume that people aren't having the best of the time bent over in the woods. But this sounds like a particularly large, wet, flappy fart.
It's not similar to that sucking sound from that gelatinous cube that.
Oh no.
That's what I was getting at. The inverse of a fart, it would be a sucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys do?
Continue
Well,
along the way.
Yeah, let's head down to that room where the footprints are.
You've
Okay.
piqued our interest.
Yeah.
That would be the
Okay.
best place.
Do we leave? We lost
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
The sound of the farting kind of fades behind you.
Well, what's above this circle? Like, is there a place to go above?
So you notice that there is a fairly large circular iron grate. It's got 4 thick iron bars in it. Looking closely, you actually see that there appears to be some rope tied around the grate.
You know what? I bet you there's something below.
But you can just see where it's tied around up there, and then the rope would be somewhere above the grate. And it appears to be quite dark up there.
Is the rope
Like-
hanging?
Sorry, I'm just getting a message here from Denver. He says that his internet crashed.
Oh no.
No worries. Dark through the it's nighttime out. Or
Hey,
a room.
Dark like it's magically dark.
Or
No,
any sort of
It
room.
just appears to be devoid of light. You
So-
can't really see beyond what's up there.
If we kind of get the candle to move backwards, those of us with dark vision, can we see up into it?
No, actually, you just appear to see. You see some rough shape and stuff of what's going on up there. It actually looks like a fairly hefty coil of rope resting on top of the grate, and that there may be some kind of wooden panels surrounding above where that is. Like it may be in a hatch of some sort.
Trapdoor.
I can click the candle on and off with the P spell.
Yep.
Prestidigitation.
Thank you.
Okay, so as you flick the candle off, you notice that there's the sound of that fucking flapping stopped abruptly in the north. You heard it go vroom, and then just stop.
Interesting.
Oh, do that again. Put the candle on, Emus.
Okay, the candle lights up and the room illuminates. Emus, you can now see, even with your eyes from this distance, the roof overhead is only about 60 feet above. It's a fairly cavernous room, but overhead you can even discern that there is a rope of some sort tied around one of the bars.
Can I reach a rope with my mage hand?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Yeah. You
pull
would
it down.
actually. Wait, what is the distance on your mage hand? Is it 120, isn't it?
30 feet.
30.
Is it only 30?
Yeah.
Oh,
my
But I do have yeah. It's only 30.
it's
I do have a bird. So we can send the bird up and get some perception. But I do have the light going too, and the fart sound was reacted to that light.
Yeah. Did it go back on when the flame went on? The fart again?
Nope, you didn't hear it go back on.
Okay, well,
How can a fart go back? Yeah, maybe like the ghost every time in Mario where you're looking at it, it stops, but you turn away and it starts following you. That's the metaphor.
yeah.
Another 80s drop.
Oh, Denver, so good to have you back, buddy.
If I remember correct, that is called Shy Boo.
Yeah, so
Just boo. It's just the booze.
The booze.
yeah.
Cutie
Well,
boo.
I guess, should we try and get, so it looks like there's some sort of secret compartment in the ceiling of this room here. They attached a rope to climb up or climb down, I wonder.
It's going to be access to the room above. It's
Yeah.
going to be a secret access to a secret room. How big is this room that we're in that this kind of rope is dangling down?
You would probably say it is a good 80 feet by 80 feet and about 60 feet from the stone dais in the center to the ceiling.
Oh, so like really tall. So Grond could go like supersized.
Right now, yeah.
Hold up Calyndra.
Mm-hmm.
She could do her mage hand to drop that rope down because we'd have the extra 30 feet.
I didn't give you permission to lift me out.
I'm just saying we can do that. This is something to think of.
I have mage hand too.
Consent is important, Grond.
I give you consent.
Just kidding. Yeah. Oh.
I consent, Garand. Use me as you will. I also possess mage hand.
Paint me like one of your French gnomes.
No thanks. I'll pass.
Where are you guys located? Who's standing around that center area?
Should I
And
click?
who's making the leap towards the center?
In this time, I'm going to click the flame off just in case, too. Give them better vision.
Off in the distance, you guys hear.
I hear nothing.
I mean, I hear something through the wall.
Oh, yeah, okay, so she hears it. That's funny because my mic should be picking that up really well.
Well,
I heard something like a
sounds
chair going
really
across
loud
the floor.
in this room.
Yeah.
I hear like a ooh.
So you guys hear that big flappy fart sound, and it sounds close and coming from the north.
Oh my goodness, we should be ready for battle, team. Should we ambush this fart?
Avengers assemble.
Okay. Who's in the back towards the cavern behind you?
Oh, shit, that would have been me.
Well,
I'm just gonna say, guys.
I was kind of like searching around to like the sides. I'm probably like in like one of the corners, you know.
What is happening in this game? What the fuck?
That's you guys.
Disconnect for like 10 minutes. What is going on here?
I know, yeah. So many fart jokes I don't even know.
Yeah.
That wasn't the part. That was a shart.
Yeah, our entire
Situation really stinks, guys.
So that is the sound you guys hear, and it sounds only, it's probably less than 60 feet away to the north.
This sounds like Amos doing.
Yeah.
Do I see anything through the dark?
So looking down, it's difficult to tell. It looks like the ground is wet around where the drainage, the bowl-shaped drainage indent in the floor. It just seems like that is filled up with something now.
And how far away?
It's about 60 feet.
Wow.
Did you missed that episode, didn't you? Where we met Emil? His name was supposed to be what?
man.
It was supposed to be Amal, but we kept mispronouncing it.
It got said as Amel so many times.
And that was just like
I've
automatic.
actually got to share that one with the Twitch. Is the Twitch not
Yeah,
safe
it's
for
fine.
work or safe for work? Okay.
Yeah, it's NSFW, man. Ass Vangers. Yeah, no, that's funny, man. So yeah, you guys hear that sound loud and flappy. Staring down, you just see that it appears that the ground is very wet where it is. But as Calyndra, as you're watching, you see what appears to be this opening go like a giant sphincter in the center of where that drainage was, and the water seems to part as if maybe sucked down into the thing below, and all of a sudden it bulges up and it starts to swell, and then it bursts, and you hear that.
Oh no! Like the bog of the eternal stench.
And you see as you guys are looking, trying to figure this out, it slides as the steam escapes. This gray colored ooze sludges off of the grate that it was warming itself on and begins to slime towards the room.
Well, let's let this fart pass, I think.
Yeah, apparently the steam was pushing up underneath from the grates below, and it was using it to warm itself, creating this wonderful.
Grond, you giving me a boost?
Yeah, Grond is gonna enlarge.
Okay.
And then he'll lift Calyndra up, and we'll see if we can get that rope down here.
Okay, so this is what you guys see trudging down the corridor at you now.
Oh,
Awesome.
A amorphous gray ooze of some sort.
That's what I was worried of.
Yeah, sliming its way towards you, and it appears to be a fairly sizable pile of this stuff. If you were to squash it out into you'd probably be looking at a 15-foot circumference, and about 8.5 inches thick. But it's like sludging its way up, and it appears to be interested in your party.
Oh my god.
In all of my studies towards anthropology, stuff like that, have I seen or studied picture, diagram, anything like that? Whatever check you want me to do?
No, you have not.
Okay.
Now, a few of you have heard legends. Grond has heard of them. Actually, Calyndra, I will get you to roll me a history check, and I'll give you a bonus of +2. These creatures actually thrive in damp underground conditions, like where your homeworld is. Your homeland, rather.
That would be an 8.
Okay. Yeah, even still, you do remember something about, gray oozes, and to avoid them should they be seen in the dark places beneath the mountain where you would normally dwell.
Well, I will relate that to the rest of the party. We might want to get out of here.
Yeah. And it's trudging its way down towards you guys. It's only about 30 feet away now.
I'm heading up the rope.
Oof.
Okay, so did you go up there and pull the rope down?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the part I missed. That must have been where like Denver dropped out and shit too. I kind of got lost there. So Grond, you held her up, and then she just grabbed that.
Yep.
Yeah, you enlarged, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you go back to regular size afterwards?
No, I'm gonna maintain the enlargement until the.
So yeah, a thick rope drops down approximately 55 feet, and it's just about 5 feet off the ground. The end of it looks fairly worn. The entire rope itself appears to be in decent shape, despite being over top of this grate. And as you lift up and you get that rope pulled down, kind of thing, you see that there is a lock on the other side of this grate, and it's a fairly sizable lock. It's about yay big.
Can I pick it?
You can certainly try. So, Grond, you would have to hold her up in your hand, kind of thing, to give her a support.
I can use my mage hand as well.
Okay.
And
are you
no,
picking your mage hand, or are you using your own hands?
Well, if I can reach it with my own hands, I'll use that. Otherwise, I'll use my mage
With
hand.
Grond holding you up, yeah, no problem. I mean, Grond,
Okay.
you're going to gigantic size and holding your arm up with her height as well, right? So, I mean, that should reach 60 feet. No?
Oh, with all that, I would imagine.
Yeah. So,
That's a
Gone
16.
Bops, you were saying 16
Well,
from Calyndra? Okay.
if
That-
when I see this this gray sludge coming out too, I'm gonna set up 30 feet in front of me, just like an illusion of like a let's go with Emus. I'm gonna put up an illusion of Emus in front of this ooze. Just
The
how it reacts to it.
And, give me 3 inches taller and about 10 pounds slimmer.
Okay.
okay, the ooze actually
Make sure you get my good side.
the ooze actually appears to just flow right through Emus, and it begins slithering up the wall, taking a position on the ceiling and moving its way up into an advantage position above your party. And clinging from the ceiling, it begins to drizzle down, reaching out towards.
Ooh.
Yeah, it seems very much attracted to you and not concerned with your illusion at all.
Okay. Well, I think we might need
Fireball.
to attack this thing.
Oh, damn.
Where's the pyromancer?
So, yeah, that, wow. All right.
Hell yeah. It's the complete
Okay.
spell for every situation.
Yeah.
I'm just like picturing lighting a fart on fire, dude. Which is
So, did you cast Fireball?
To be honest, how small of an area I remember
Just
before.
do it. No time to think back. Just do it. Fireball, fireball,
Oh.
fireball.
Okay,
Just
sure.
fireball.
Oh,
Let's
wow.
just go with
Damn
it.
the consequences. Who wants to live forever? Fireball.
Boom! And Calyndra's hands light up at the pure pressure surrounding her, and you see, oof, as this fireball explodes in the location the gray is to. The gray slouches down, almost seeming to melt down onto the floor into a pile, but appears completely unaffected and now pissed right off. As you guys are blown back from the force of the fireball in the beginning. Now, Grond, you're not affected. Calyndra not affected, but anybody in that immediate area is definitely standing a chance of getting pushed back. I'm going to get a. Let's do. Yeah, give me a wisdom saving throw from the 4 people on the floor.
Vincent.
Anybody under 14?
No.
No, thankfully.
Okay, so the rest of you kind of see Mirajane raise her hand and begin to shout, and you kind of knew what was coming, and you quickly moved out of the range, kind of dodging and hitting the ground, while Kite kind of turned and was like, what?
Logic dictates this should work like the gelatinous cube.
Yeah, and Kite, you are thrown back, and I'm going to give you a 50-50 chance of either towards the water or towards the wall.
Right, me?
You go towards the water, and you slide back and manage to keep yourself up, but there's a little bit of a teeter, and you all hear as Kite ends up in the water behind. And the water is actually cruising around at a pretty decent speed. You'd probably say 12K. It's moving. And you can kind of feel every once in a while, Kite, as you're moving around in circles, you can kind of feel moments of suction on your feet.
Shadow step into a shadowy area 60 feet away.
Boom! You shadow step out of the water and appear soaking wet.
Ooh, but I'm going to stay hidden. For dramatic effect.
Okay, you guys see
I'm
Kite.
like, Kite!
Yeah, you guys see Kite disappear seemingly beneath the waves. You're not sure, but she went around once, went around twice, and did not come back around.
I'm going to cast Thunderwave on this. I'm going to be like, Kite! And I'm going to be like, just going like nuts, and I'm going to cast like Thunderwave on this ooze thing.
Okay.
At a level 3 hour.
Okay. And that is, I need you to roll me 2d8, please.
Well, I'm going to cast it at a level 3 level, if that's all right. So it'll be 4d8. Okay.
Are we holding? What are we doing?
Thunderwave.
Oh, 6, 12, 13.
So you guys hear this kaboom, boom.
16.
Okay. And literally, I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from every single person in this room as the sound goes boom, and literally feels like it's going to punch out your eardrums.
Oh, shit. Well,
Oh. What about my dog?
Anybody under 12?
No.
Yeah, so your dog, can roll a Constitution as well. Grond, your big old ears, highly sensitive, and at the top of this cavernous chamber, it's one of the worst poundings you've had in a while, and your head immediately begins to throb afterwards, which is fine because it helps distract you from the fact that everybody's voices around you sound like yeah, the teacher from Charlie Brown.
Bob.
Yeah. So, what did you roll for damage?
16.
Okay. So you see the creature is like half blasted and appears to almost perforate in a few places. The sound wave crashes into it and it lurches back almost 10 feet.
So is this like Venom?
Nope. You don't know. You haven't seen this creature before.
Well, I'm talking like Spider-Man Venom.
Oh, yes. It's like a gray mercurial symbiote.
Okay, so it reacts to sound. Okay.
Yeah.
What was the DC on that con save?
That was 12.
Oh, okay. So the Raven also passed with the 16, which is good too.
The Raven, yeah. Awesome. Grond,
crucial.
So people with sound spells should be attacking this guy.
Yeah.
I'm useless.
Okay, what's everybody wearing for armor? Just a quick check here. Grond?
Grond is wearing his magical manticore hide.
Okay, perfect. Kite, what are you wearing for armor?
I don't wear armor.
Oh, just clothes. That's right. Mirajane.
Whatever my armor is made out of. That's good.
Actually, you all notice that it immediately takes a liking to Mirajane and appears to begin navigating towards her at a hasty pace, almost ignoring the damage taken to it.
Can I? Are we doing? Are we just able to react right now, or throw spells at her?
No, you're able to roll initiative.
Thank you. Okay.
I'm guessing Grond with disadvantage because right now my ears are ringing.
Oh yeah.
Sorry about that.
So it's a -2 disadvantage for you.
Oh, why didn't that work? What'd I roll?
No, not for, who do you think is you? What did you roll, Emus?
I don't know. It's turned off. Are you not seeing that?
No. Do you have a classic dice? It's a small orb made of plastic. Well, yay big.
Yeah, I was doing
People call them shiny click clack math rocks.
Yeah, that's right. Time to go old school, man.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Probably not. 20.
Okay, no problem. I think Grond was the only person that was deafened during that entire thing. Okay. So you guys notice, especially Calyndra, you feel Grond's hand kind of rock as you hear the click and you feel the lock pop open in your hand. You kind of actually just about lose balance, but you're able to grab one of the bars and you look down to see Grond kind of, give his head a shake and blink a couple of times as if he'd been hit with something.
You okay?
Mm-hmm. You hear nothing. and when he does that, it is literally louder than you know he wants it to be. It's like boom in there, and you guys are just like, holy cow. This room is just like a huge echo chamber. So you guys are getting a lot of resounding effects off of Grond's loud voice, and now that thunder wave as this creature presses its attack. So who got what for initiative? Grond?
This is my second nat 1 in a row.
Please.
Oh, good start.
Mirajane.
16.
16. Kite.
20.
20. Emus.
I rolled a 20 as well, and the Raven got a 12. You see that one, but the other one didn't work.
And Bops.
15.
15. Excellent. Well, fortunately, it looks like you guys get everybody except Grond, that is.
Calyndra has 10.
Okay, Calyndra is 10. Thank you. All right. So, okay, so Kite and Emus, you guys are tied for go. Whoever wants to take
I'm
the
sure
lead.
his dex bonus is +5. Her
Who, what?
Kite's dex bonus is 20 or +5. Sorry.
It's not.
No. What's your dex?
19. It's +4.
Ladies first.
You go first, anyways.
Oh, I go first. Okay, so I know that we said symbiote, and that reacts to sound, but we're also in an echo chamber, so we're not doing that one yet, and because Grond can't hear right now. So,
Whoa.
Yeah, even you guys are talking a little bit louder than normal. Your hearing has all been like, that was a
we're
loud.
going to just go with the big guns right off the bat and cast Blight.
Okay.
So again, I'm swirling the scythe for a couple seconds and slice it that way, and necromantic energy washes over a creature of your choice that you can see within range, draining moisture and vitality from it. The target must make a Constitution saving throw. The target takes 8d8 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful save. This spell has no effect on undead or constructs.
You cast your spell and you watch as the creature seems to squeal a bit and disintegrates right in front of you.
Yes!
Oh, well done.
No,
Yeah,
And I go right up to that
It
water.
almost seems to dry right up and just fall to ash.
that was the goal. Was the moisture trick.
Mm,
Nice.
very,
Oh,
very
Okay.
good.
wow.
That works.
I'm gonna run over to the pond in the middle and like yell for Kite, and use my mage hand to like look for her.
Is there any remnants
There
whatsoever?
appears to be none. Actually, roll me an investigation, please.
Ooh, you tricky. 26.
Okay, you actually find a small blob of it about the size of a toonie. That's I don't even know what to compare that to in the U.S., but it's about this big, and it's a blob, and it appears to be moving around.
They're old 50-cent silver dollars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you each get 40 experience for your troubles.
Woo!
It's so tempting to put that in one of the vials.
And you can all add that to the 376 experience from last time.
416 total then.
Yeah,
Sorry, how much was that?
376.
Well,
Total is
416.
416
Total.
total.
416 total.
Not quite 420.
Not quite.
Oh, can we just do something quick for 4 experience points?
What are you gonna do, Gone Bops?
A backflip.
Gone Bob's thing to do.
River dance.
Rescue Kite. In the
Okay, I want to hear how this is going down. How are you rescuing Kite?
Well, I'm using my mage hand to bring a rope into the river, into the water, and be like, Kite!
Okay.
Grab the rope!
You're holding the rope and you're kind of see it skimming
With the
around
mage
inside
hand.
the surface of the water with the mage hand. And you guys are all witnessing this. Emus, what are you doing with that small ooze?
Oh, it was tempting, but I got scolded last time I did things like this. So, who's looking at me? Probably no one, right? They're all too busy.
To be fair, I no. I'm probably fixated on the.
I will be looking at it for a little bit. Is it moving around like a worm? Any sentience left, or is it?
Yeah, it appears to be moving on its own. Yeah. And it appears to be heading straight towards Mirajane.
Okay, if it's just a little bit, we're going to stamp it out of existence.
Okay, how are you stamping it out of existence?
No, I'm curious.
With something with fire. I have no aerosol deodorant on me, so
Kite, what are you doing in the shadows while Emus is considering his next move?
thank you.
Jesus, you guys. Yeah, once Bops just goes to that little pit of like hopelessness of, oh no, you just lost your friend.
Yeah.
Kite's hand's gonna appear on Bops' shoulder, and she's gonna say with a somber tone, I'm sorry, friend, you did all you could for her, but she's gone.
Oh my
God!
asshole.
For spirit! Everybody! I'm hearing the spirit of Kite. She's lost our friend.
Yeah, she's in a better place now.
And
I look at you as if you're insane.
Yeah, you guys all hear him raving as Kite is kind of like moving around behind Bops.
So she's like standing right behind him, like consoling, putting an arm on his shoulder, kneeling down. She's like, so you did all you could.
I turn around and give her a hug and just start crying into her shoulder.
Bops continues to mourn the loss of Kite. You guys are all very confused.
Kite gives Bops a big hug back, and it's going to take more than a bit of rushing water to take me out.
Yeah, so she gives you a big wet hug, you know. Yeah, because she's a little bit wet. And
I'll get her up,
wring out her ponytail before she gets prestidigitated.
And as you're squeezing out, it's just awful. Honestly, it's awful. You're just like, oh, even squeezing it, just touching it. And then the prestidigitation hits you, and you feel much better.
And I give her a little lime as well.
Ooh, nice. You know where to put that lime.
Oh, yeah.
In the coconut. Calyndra, you're up there. You have a lock in your hand. You've gotten kind of a sense that Grond is going to be okay, at least for the time being. And you have a very hefty iron lock in your hand. Up above, you can see through the grate now. It looks like it has a small wooden ladder with just 4 slats that leads up to a square trapdoor at the top.
Okay. Oh, when she sees all that happening with Bops and Kite, she's going to roll her eyes and shake her head, drop the lock, and push open the...
Okay. You drop the lock, Grond. You're looking up and just see this. That's the lock.
Watch your toes, Grond.
I can't hear anything.
Yeah. And I'm actually going to roll... I'm going to roll here a chance that you learn that on Grond's... okay, you just narrowly missed Grond's big toe. And Grond shifts his feet out of the way without even realizing he was moving away from anything. And what are you doing now, Calyndra?
I'm pushing the grate open and making sure there's nothing up there that's nobody, nothing.
When she opens that door and as soon as she pokes her head up there, it's 55 feet away, right?
It's 60 feet from the ground to the ceiling.
Good enough for me. Kite's going to be waiting up there after shadow stepping her way there.
Okay, so you push the grate up and open, and you see Kite sitting on one of the rungs, kind of leaning up against the wall.
Just like drinking a little cup of tea, just being like, what took you so long?
Do I recognize it as Kite?
Oh, yeah. Immediately.
Okay. Yeah. Poison spray. No, I'm just kidding.
So after all your efforts to get up there, she just happens to be right in front of you.
Well, it
Above
would
you,
have been helpful for you to do this before.
above you,
Oh, I
you
missed
feel,
all this. You did fine, Calyndra.
you feel some resistance on that trapdoor above you, Kite.
Well, watch your footing up here. I think this. Do I notice any traps or anything?
You can roll an investigation check. Roll 'em. Yeah, roll me an investigation check, Kite, if you're checking around for trapulas.
Yep, just rolling. 11.
Okay. You don't discern any type of trap or mechanism on the underside of the trapdoor.
Okay. She's still just kind of sitting there waiting for people to climb their way up.
Okay.
Can I take a look as well? See if I
Climb
can pick
the
up
way
what's-
up. Can my dog climb the way up?
Negative.
Hmm. Okay.
Man, I'm gonna be so sad when that dog passes.
The dog will not die. I'm a cleric. It will survive.
That's the spirit.
Even if it dies,
She thinks she has DM boyfriend privilege.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we all know that dog's in trouble. We all know that dog is in trouble. So,
house when that dog dies.
As long as the dog knows how to love, I know it'll stay alive.
what the dog doesn't know how to do is alert somebody to the presence of a gray ooze approaching the party. So I'd be concerned about that right off the bat.
No, puppy. He's
The
a puppy.
dog,
Give it
the
time.
dog's got all its life to live and all its love to give. It will survive.
That's a sad ass movie,
Hey.
man. Very sad movie.
Can I try
No.
to figure out why the door won't open? I rolled a 16.
Okay, you actually feel some fairly hefty resistance on that door, as if it's locked or latched from the other side.
Such a sad movie.
And now you and Kite are crammed up into this little space where you kind of have, it's only about 5 feet by 5 feet square. So you guys are crammed up, kind of leaning into the corners, pushing on this trapdoor. There's a little bit of a ladder here that leads down to this grate. And you can see when you flipped up the grate that the grate has been flipped up in that position several times. But there is something either on top of, latching, or locking that trapdoor from being pushed up.
I'm pushing down on Kite as I push on her. Just kidding. Yeah, I can't use my mage hand on that, eh?
You can try.
Okay. What do I?
You cast your mage hand. The mage hand presses up against it, and it's getting nothing.
Yeah, I can't get it through though, right? No.
Just gonna
Looks like a dead end. Guess we'll have to go another way.
It's funny how the ooze, you guys will be like, ooze, no problem, but this is the dilemma. This is the dilemma.
My
Is the
dog
hole in
can't
the
go
roof
up.
big enough for
I'm
Grond to
not
go up?
going up.
So it's big. It's so how tall can you go?
Right now, I'm 18 feet tall,
Okay, and then
plus arm stretch.
Yeah, plus your arm stretch. So no, not really. You'd have to make a leap up there, like hoisting Calyndra up was a bit of a stretch.
Okay.
Kite's gonna shadow step back down and hang out with Bops.
Okay, Bops, you see Kite appear.
Give
No,
her-
I'm not going up either.
There was no gap along the edge of the trapdoor, eh?
So yeah, when you push up, there is a fine gap. You can't really see anything above it. It appears the wood extends over that lip a little bit. So, but you do see that there's a little bit, it's a small amount of play, very small.
So is it enough that I could get a dagger blade up in there and kind of?
You test that, and you find that you can, in fact, stick a dagger blade through.
Do I find something to unlatch with that?
Roll me a dexterity check.
16.
Okay. You actually slide the knife around to a point where you feel it make contact with something that appears to be metal.
Okay, I'll push it
Push it.
a little more.
You actually manage to push a small latch without a lock on it off, and it kind of taps back just on the front of the loop that was holding it in place. So you sense that the trapdoor normally would have been locked, but in this case, it's just left open. You can see it's fairly rusty as well. And swinging it open, you guys stand up into a room that is filled with casks. The room smells of old ale, and there appears to be a flight of stairs heading north. It's about 40 feet by 40 feet. It's a fairly large room. Stone floor. It appears that you're in some kind of cellar. Okay, well, you ponder your next move. I'm going to get some Ferrero Rocher from the next room here.
Oh, wow.
Is it? This might be that room from that other building that you guys are in.
Traveled all that way to get to the warehouse that was across the street.
I'm going to take the last two before I eat them
All right. Be back for chips.
I'm going to eat them all.
It seems like we've traveled, and this is more of a guess, it's like 500 feet at least on the way south from our entry. But that's a total guess because there's no scale, but I'm thinking from steps and other stuff that I've written down on the notes. From our entry point south, are we about 500 feet progress south?
Yep. Well, I mean, from where you came in, yeah, I would say between 540, 600 feet.
So yeah, that would be Emus's guess on where we were traveling south from our our entry point. There's more to this because that was a way they could smuggle stuff of sorts. If you're thinking clandestine operations.
Yeah, like let's go through this building and maybe like burn it to the ground or something.
Or
Does
just
everybody
investigate.
remember? Does everybody remember the very distinct moment in the last 10 minutes when clandestine became a non-option for you guys?
100%. I was like, That's why when you said message, I was like, let's start that message train. So, but past that, I think we bash in or we have to make our way more to where near in the coal mine. I don't know.
Does this seem like the same building that Kite and Calyndra were in before?
No.
No.
Toll the Dead on a symbiote would be really good. The bell.
Not in this room. Oh no, it's the only one that hears it right. Whew.
Are we all up here right now, or am I by myself?
You're with Kite, are you?
Nope. No, Kite. It was a small room, so she fucked
Oh,
off.
you went back to Gun Bops. That's right.
He?
So yeah, you are up. Or sorry, she. Sorry, it's the mustache every time.
Can't use the power of imagination seeing.
I know. I'm failing on Kite twice, 3 times now.
It's because that mustache is so masculine.
Right?
It's like one of the most If I saw the definition of masculine in a dictionary, it would come with a picture of that mustache.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jace. Yeah. Appreciate that.
Yeah, like it belongs like an ad for Camel cigarettes and shit. Like
1950s with the white ears and the sailor tattoo right here.
Yeah. It's like, I smoke for the flavor. So you guys, while you're talking, and Calyndra, when you come up to this room, can I get a perception roll from you, please?
Was that from everyone? Sorry. I was too busy picturing the masculine.
No, just from Calyndra.
Okay.
15.
Just, thinking about mustaches.
15 or 16?
15.
Okay. You hear muffled sound of voices, maybe 40, 50 feet away, a little tough to tell, coming from up the stairs beyond a large wooden door.
Do they sound like they're coming this way?
Nope, they are unable to discern that at this point. It just sounds distant.
Can I make out any words?
No, you would have to get closer.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to get closer to that door.
Okay, well, she creeps up and gets closer to the door. Mirajane, what are you doing? You're watching all this unfold.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm chilling with my dog. I mean, she went up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can't go up there, and I'm not leaving my dog alone. So,
Okay. Yeah, no, that's a fair decision. Your dog appears to be snooping around the peripheral, like the periphery of the where the water flow is, where Kite fell in earlier, just sniffing at the water, and then kind of ducks its head down and begins to lap at the sewer water.
Yes, good dog.
And it just kind of gives you this morph look, and then bounces its way across the room and is kind of checking things out, smelling in corners, taking a leak on the... Oh, wait, did you get a female or male dog? I can't remember.
Female.
Okay. So, yeah, squats over in the corner and kind of does your business. And anyway, you guys begin to hear, down in the bottom, you guys hear footsteps coming from somewhere.
No.
And it sounds like multiple footsteps.
No.
Oh,
Hide.
Everybody except Grond hears this.
Oh, yeah, right.
Everybody except Grond also hears the muffled sound of voices coming from some distance.
I nudge Grond and just, like, mimic people coming.
Yeah.
And all
Yeah.
Grond will cast a message spell because that's the only way I'm going to be able to hear it now. What the hell is going on? Fingers, what?
Yes.
We hear people coming.
Okay, you guys hear the sound of footsteps stop.
Oh, God.
And the voices suddenly stop as well.
Oh,
Grond
no.
is going to be looking around and seeing where these people are coming from because he can't hear anything. And there's like 4 exits to this room. So he's going to be kind of...
Right. So you do have an advantage from your height as to where you're looking down. So I'm going to get you to roll a perception check for me, please. So you see not a whole lot looking down from your point. And actually, Grond, you feel actually compelled to tell everybody that you don't see anything. That's how nothing you see.
I'll cast message to Emus. What the hell is going on? Someone's telling me there's people. There's no one.
Okay. The room kind of falls eerily silent for a moment.
Okay. Now we need to be silent. Eerily silent.
Kite's gonna hide in the shadow and minor illusion herself to just not be there.
Yeah, Bops, you're standing there one moment with Kite, the next minute you're not. Calyndra, you still hear the sound of muffled voices coming that they don't seem to be approaching, but they seem to be having some kind of discussion.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide too.
Okay. You were moving up and forward after casting invisibility, correct?
Yeah, I was moving toward the door.
Okay, so as you get closer to the door, you begin to discern some words, but you feel like the door may be thick and you might be having to get right up to the door in order to discern any real conversation.
Put my ear right up against it.
Okay, you put your ear up against that door. Excuse me while I roll some dice here.
But if anyone comes close, I'm pulling my head away.
Okay, you on the other side, as you press your ear to the door, you hear, "Did you hear that?" Like, I heard nothing. It's like, no, there was a loud boom. How did you miss that, you deaf dolt? It's like, deaf dolt, and kind of this argument about the sounds coming from the sewers. Like, the sewers make sounds all the time. And the other guy's like, they don't make sounds like that. That was loud. That was close. And as you're listening, you feel actually, boom, somebody press up against the other side of the door, as if either leaning or resting against the door, and the voice of the gravelly guy, the gravelly sounding voice from the larger of the two, what must be, it's either that or it's a very loud sound coming from a tall, skinny person. Hey, he's a bass. But anyway, that person appears to be the one pressed up against the door, and he heard, "We're not going down there. I'm not going down there. That place stinks." He's like, "It's our job. We have to check these things out. Keep the lines clear."
Okay.
What do you do? Are you
just kinda-
relaying that to anybody else?
well, if I cast message, my invisibility's gone, correct?
It's
Cantrip,
not an
yeah.
aggressive action.
What's that, Grunt?
It's not an aggressive action.
It's just
Aggressive
regular.
actions usually engage it. If it's just a normal, if it's
Yeah,
just a normal
I'll
spell,
allow
I
it.
don't think.
Okay.
Okay, well, and then I'll do message to, not Grond. Probably Gone Bops and just let him know that just relay that to him.
You get that message in your head, going, Bops. How do you respond?
I'm gonna say because we heard people coming down here too, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say, all right, we hear people coming as well. Maybe come down for battle down here first.
Okay.
Okay. What are you doing?
So I'll head down.
Okay. So you head down, taking your ear away from the door and everything, and it appears fine. You hear the argument continue on, and you head down. You're climbing down the rope.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay invisible though till.
Okay. So you descend about halfway down the rope, and as the rest of you are talking, like I said, the room fell silent. I'm going to get a perception check from Mike, Emus, Kite, and Mirajane, please.
Oh. What
Got
kind
a
of check?
10.
Elsie shit.
18 or better. Anybody 18 or better? Nope.
Oh wait, I need to check. Insight, right? Oh, hey, yeah, 18. I didn't know I had a +4.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. So you actually see a couple of. It looks like a couple of people peer around the corner, just down here, and then they kind of almost lock eyes with you, and then they pull back.
Fireball!
Holy shit!
No, I'm totally joking.
Okay.
I'm totally joking.
That's what brought them in the first place.
So what do you do?
Follow your heart.
Yeah,
Uh,
fire.
You know the
Alright.
exact right spell for every
Is my-
situation.
Does my
Yeah.
dog notice them?
What's that?
Does my dog notice them?
Your dog hasn't noticed him. You locked eyes with him, but yeah, your dog seems solely focused on kind of drifting around the other side of the room for
What kind of puppy is this? Even puppies bark at things that move.
Sure, yeah, there's a lot going on right now. A lot of people moving around in one room too.
Okay.
Lots of
well,
You know in your heart what to do.
Dogs have great senses of hearing, and that thunderwave might have done to him what it did to me too.
safe. But they do have, I mean, dogs have a way terrible, like, they don't like high-pitched anything. Holy crap, I do not want to play a monster.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to, like, get attention, but not talk. Like,
Oh,
at them
who's
point,
attention?
people that are, around me.
In your party? Okay, so Gone Bops and Emus and Kite, you all see Mirajane begin to wave somewhat hysterically and kind of gesturing in the direction of where she's down this corridor. Down here. As if to get your attention in that direction.
Without dark vision, I wouldn't be able to see down that way.
Well, looking
You
down
got
there.
dark vision. You got dark vision, bud.
Oh, because the spell. I don't need
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, you totally do.
That's 8 hours in, so he still got me.
True that.
E.
True that.
Condition.
So, but as soon as Mirajane locked eyes with whoever they were, they pulled back down that corridor, and you could hear almost. Mirajane could almost hear the pit of footsteps heading in the opposite direction.
Do we chase them, guys?
Well, I think you should have just fireballed him myself, but
Emus really wants to chase them, so I kind of want.
So the thing about fireballing is you never know if it was like, yeah, we got those orcs, or you turn around the corner and find the two bodies of some small charred children who were lost in the fucking sewers.
What's your point, person within fireball range?
Yeah. It's like, we didn't ask them to be there. Yeah, bunch of murder hobos. All right. No fun.
Coming from the cleric.
Yeah, that's right. So,
All right.
Back to myself for every situation.
are you attempting to chase these
Yeah.
individuals?
Well,
Okay, so are you, Grond? You kind of see
Shadow
them
step
scattered
all
below
over.
you. Yeah, and you actually start to come
I'm
back.
killing them like murder
So
hobos.
you're hearing just kind of there's this high pitch,
Gotta kill someone.
and then you're hearing kind of clicks into place, and now you hear their voices almost normally. So,
Am I down
so
the
you,
rope yet?
yeah, you're down the rope.
How far away were those guys?
You would guess about 40 feet from your position.
Kite'll shadow step behind them.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow invisibly toward them.
Okay, you
And-
shadow step behind them, and you appear, and there's two younger men. One is probably in his mid-30s. The other one is maybe late 20s, and they appear to be dressed in thieves' garb, maybe.
Kite's sword is out, and she's gonna say, "Evening, boys."
Yeah, roll initiative. They attempt to attack you.
Nice.
You guys immediately hear Kite start to get into a... Is kerfuffle a word? Yeah. We're going to use that now. Sorry, 13 for who?
For Gombops.
Okay, 13 for Gonbops. Kite, what'd you get?
18.
18. MJ.
14.
Okay. 14 for MJ. Grond.
Well, this is a 2, so I'm at 6.
Okay. Emus.
You're muted.
Emus is muted.
18 right there. Can you guys see my rolls by chance? I don't know.
Oh, I can now, yeah.
Okay, and then the Raven for initiative. Ooh, nat 20 for the Raven. What the-
Calyndra.
21.
21. Excellent. Okay, well, the thieves are actually almost surprised, but not quite surprised. They just kind of lurch up for a moment, as you said, and you speak a bit calmly, but they jump to the attack. Unfortunately, they are not as quick as Emus's Raven, which flies in and kind of gives Emus a momentary bird's eye view of the situation. And it is now Calyndra's attack.
Oh,
I can get right up behind one of them.
Yeah,
I apologize. With the Raven, I would actually like to come in and flap behind one of them and provide the help action towards whichever one is going to give Kite some trouble.
Okay. Calyndra, what are you doing?
I'm going to get up behind one of them, and I'm going to take my dagger to his neck. And just, I wouldn't do that if I were you. And thieves can't.
Okay. All right. So roll me an attack roll.
Uh, 19.
Okay. You're actually able to get right up and approach them, and they actually look very nervous. They stop attacking.
Yeah, let's
They-
wait for
Well,
everyone
make
else.
up your mind, boys.
Yeah, so they leapt to the attack and immediately stopped. The guy that's facing off with Kite is kind of looking back and forth between Kite and the very large half-ogre standing pissed off in the next area. They're like, we'll tell you nothing. What do you want? Money?
Kite's just gonna cut one of their heads off. Like, no, she's not.
Oh,
but
no,
like, she's
no,
about
no,
to. No, she'll punch one of them right in the gut.
Kite's having that. You ever seen the show American Psycho, where she's
No,
looking
no,
at the
fuck
guy?
these guys. Fuck
Yeah,
these
she's-
guys. We're not telling you shit. What do you want? What the fuck does that mean?
That's his favorite when they say,
So sick of these thieves.
don't cut their head
No,
off.
she won't do that. She'll just she's still kept her blade drawn. She'll ask him like, "What do I want? What are you doing here?"
Okay. He's like, "What are you doing here? What are we doing here? What are you doing here?"
We're looking for. You tell us where that wizard is right now before you die.
It's like we don't know anything about a wizard.
Hey,
Now Kite will punch him.
Oh,
Now
so
Kite will
true,
punch
guys.
him. Right, we'll punch the whoever smaller one, punching him right in the stomach.
And Calyndra's just gonna push the blade just a little extra pressure.
The other guy, he just puts his hands up. You can see he's kind of wearing the fingerless gloves, and he just puts his hand up with the feeling the press of the blade against his throat. And the other guy just takes a brutal punch in the gut. He's like, "You can hurt us all you want." It's like, "We have nothing to tell. You're in the wrong place."
Looks like you're in the wrong place.
Looks like we're in the
Okay.
looks like we're in the thieves passage.
What's your armor class, MJ?
Medium?
No.
Medium?
Oh, I'm tired.
Yeah. What's your armor class?
High enough?
Yeah, what's high enough?
17.
Okay. Yeah, you actually feel a very sharp thump as a thud hits you in the neck. And you guys don't hear anything until you hear the clatter of armor behind you as Mirajane collapses to the floor, unconscious.
And
What?
now Kite's gonna cut this guy's head off.
Okay, you
Did
notice.
Grond see anything? 'Cause he was kind of
Okay,
behind
roll
you.
perception when you turn. Roll perception for me, Grond.
Wait, me?
No, Grond.
Oh.
Man, a knockout shot? Holy shit.
Okay, so Calyndra, where were you at this point?
I had the guy at knife point.
Yeah, but you weren't doing anything because I know Kite was doing something to this other person. No.
Punch
Oh,
the
and
one
I have
guy, and if she hears Mirajane go down, this guy's dead. That's just all there is to it.
Okay.
Yeah, same with
how are you
here.
killing him? Okay, so you
He
guys
cuts
slay
his head
these
off.
two?
Yeah, his
Okay.
head is
Oh.
off. Fuck this guy.
Slits the throat. The other guy opens up like a fucking can. Boom, spewing blood everywhere onto the floor, which becomes a bit of a slippery hazard. And you guys see that there's a large dart with red feathers protruding out of the side of Mirajane's neck.
My dog cares about me, right?
Yeah, your dog immediately, you see her dog running over, very concerned with what's happened to her. Bops and Emus, I need you to roll perception for me, please.
Perception. If I saw her go down,
Yeah.
at 17, I'm going to run over to make sure she's got a pulse and see if there's a wound, but also kind of gauge where that came from.
Okay, as you look up to see where it comes from, what's your armor class?
Fire. My armor class 15.
Okay, so you suddenly feel a wincing pain as a crossbow bolt protrudes out from your shoulder. You
Can Kite do a bit of a interruption on that?
Sure, yeah.
When Emus went over to cover, she would have gone with him to deflect any projectiles coming in. So I want to get a chance to deflect that bolt there.
Okay, no problem.
Oh god.
Yeah, so you'll actually roll me a d20.
Actually, I've got an ability for this.
Oh, do you now?
Damn,
I
son.
do.
Deflect
Missiles.
There we go.
called kick ass like Batman.
What do you got to roll for that, Minizzle?
D10 plus 10. Damage is reduced by that amount, so it'll be 17. If I reduce the damage to 0 and have a free hand, I can spend 1 key point to make a ranged attack. But basically, she's just going to be cutting that bolt in half with her sword.
Little
Wonder Woman action.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Little boom. And the arrow is completely, or the bolt is completely deflected just moments before it sinks itself into Emus' shoulder. And you now see that there is a crossbow and a blowgun protruding from the grate, which has been pulled shut on the roof.
Yeah, that move won't work again, you thieves, cowards.
Okay. And we're going to pause here while you guys consider your next move. And we're going to take a quick break. For all the viewers, this is the time we take a break because we do run a longer show, or we tend to run a longer show. So everybody's going to take, 5-10 minutes here to just gather their stuff. I'm going to leave the cameras on for fun and interest, but I am going to mute the volume.
Oh.
And I will catch you guys all up in a bit.
On the flip side. Please messages. Why'd they make these stone proof?
Holy shit. I've really just discovered mini Oreos, and let me tell you.
All thanks to me.
Yeah. It's so addicting.
Oreos are good.
Hmm?
Oreos are very good.
Mm-hmm.
Tinfoil hat. If you look at the top of an Oreo, there's so many symbols in there that any conspiracy theorist can tell you that they're the devil's cookie.
The devil's cookie?
That's some heavy shit, man.
No, I'm just messing with you. But that's actually on there. They have several symbols that I'm sure were unintentional when the Oreo cookie was produced how long ago.
He's like, and who would make those Oreo cookies taste so good? Could it be
The
Satan?
devil.
Nah.
No, Satan stuck
They're awesome. These
produced
mini cookies.
pieces.
Except for it's getting them when they're not like that. Like I hate it when they end up with a bag of just like tops. So good though.
Super tasty.
Mm-hmm. So what's everybody in chat doing? Hanging out? Oh, Blue Cross. That's something that we got to take care of there, Brit. I totally.
Yes.
Odd time to remember, but
I just saw the chat in Twitch. Maggie!
living the dream. Yeah. That's my mantra. Live in the dream. Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess it's as good a time as any to play a quick commercial.
Must be a nice warm place, though.
Definitely not Alberta.
Not Alberta.
Yeah, so for anybody that isn't aware or already, I mean, a lot of people are aware we're making this game called Sacked, about a pillow who gets accidentally brought to life, given weapon-wielding, spellcasting, monster-smashing abilities, and sent on a quest to destroy the ultimate evil. If anyone is interested in supporting that, now is the time to drop your name on our Kickstarter. It's kickstarter.com/projects/sacked/sacked. If you can remember that lengthy URL, otherwise just check us out at sack.ca or find us online. Yeah, get over to Kickstarter, check it out, look it up. And if you can, drop a follow on there. We're trying to get to 2,000 followers before our March 1st launch date. That's not a tentative date. We are, in fact, launching the Kickstarter campaign on March 1st. So we got to get as many followers as we can. Tell everybody. Tell your family. Roll over to their grandparents. Let them know all about SACT and how much fun, if they were into video games. Even if they're not, even if they're like, I hate video games, they've destroyed the world. Be like, oh, but you got to hear about this one. That is the official SACT plug of the evening. We're just waiting for a few people to join us here, and then we'll resume the game. And there's Ty.
I'm just picturing how well that would go telling my 95-year-old grandpa about that.
Yeah. It's a what? A pillow, Grandpa. A what? I said a pillow, Grandpa. What the hell is that shit? Yeah. No, it's amazing. It's got powers and cool shit. He saves the world and stuff. Jeez, what the hell are you smoking? Lynette, go to your room. Yeah. Lynette, go to your room. Dad, I'm 42 or whatever. It's like, go to your room. What a terrible game.
Okay, I'll go play it in my room.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I recommend if you don't get over to Kickstarter and follow the Kickstarter project for SACT, boycott the shit out of it. I mean, do us a favor, boycott online and phone a few news plays. Just tell them how terrible the game is. That it's the worst thing to hit humanity ever, and that they should post it all over the news as that. I mean, seriously, the PR will do us some good. So we don't mind. People will check it out. They'll realize that it's awesome. So how's everybody's week been? Good?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Mike, congratulations on your award. Mike recently received an award, one of the highest points of recognition for somebody in public service in the province of Alberta, from our premier for his fine work for our province.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah,
The
why don't you
trophy
tell us
is
a little bit about that?
It's the trophy is a glass wing, and it's about this tall, and it weighs about 10 pounds, so substantial.
Yeah,
very nice. Yeah, it's for work. It's for work I do for education of people about Indigenous people in Canada, because they don't really know a lot, and there's a lot of myths around there.
Yeah, people think they know a lot about it, right?
Yeah, everyone thinks they know, but not really. So just teach them about that. Get them to meet some elders to learn from them too, which is always awesome. And they get to learn more about the beautiful parts of the culture and the actual history that nobody was taught. And it leads to people feeling more comfortable, working together and building relationships and partnerships and things like that. So that's what I got an award for, doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, very awesome, man. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's pretty rewarding.
Yeah, no doubt. So the reason I drifted off the map there for a few weeks and why we haven't been playing Chronicles of Chryalis is I've started a new job building Bitcoin miners, building, disassembling, setting up sites and sea cans full of these things for clients that pay to drop them on different land sites, hook them up to power, and make about $16,000 to $20,000 a day off of these things. So anyway, I'm responsible for overseeing a crew of technicians on building up and breaking down these miners for cryptocurrency operations. Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah, so it's been 5 days a week, 10 hours a day kind of stuff.
You said that live on stream. Oh no.
What's that?
It's okay. There. You're good.
Yeah. No, it's a huge, huge project, huge thing to be involved on. It's definitely different work. My hands are, just beat up. It's physically demanding work because you're, working in these sea cans and stuff and trying to disassemble these old beat up technology that's just covered in dust. And yeah, it's some crazy work compared to me sitting at home in the office all the time. That's for sure. But yeah, pretty much wiped me out for the first few weeks getting used to the schedule and stuff. Yeah, it's been fun. What have you been up to, Jace?
Plus moving.
Oh yeah, plus moving. That's right.
Moving was huge.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks everybody. Like even for considering to come out and help us out. I know it was a lot to ask given the time of year, the time of season, and everything else. But to anybody who even thought about helping us, thank you very much. And those that made it out, yes, of course, absolutely. You know, we look forward to hopefully getting together for a, you know, some kind of thank you dinner soon. And we're just probably going to invite other people over there too that never made it out to help move. But, you know, it'd be really great to see everybody or at least get people in one location. So unfortunately for that, we need this giant pandemic to fuck the hell off. So, yeah, we're not doing any gatherings of that sort in Alberta for the foreseeable future. Unfortunately. Yeah, I don't even know.
COVID with your meatloaf.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I'm surprised the restaurants didn't just celebrate it with like some kind of COVID fries, COVID shake. You know, the Mick COVID. Yeah,
yeah, that's some really good branding that COVID's got. Right? That's some like Coke branding. Like everybody
Right away.
Right, the Mick COVID Classic.
New COVID.
New COVID Zero. You know, for people that just want a little COVID. You know, so I mean, I don't mean to make light of it. You know, people are dying of it. It is a very terrible thing, but at the same time, we're just trapped indoors trying to deal with it. So, and I have a dark sense of humor anyway. So here we go. So we're just waiting for Kite and who's plotting next door?
You know, since we've played, I've gotten some new dice. Ooh. It's glow in the dark. I don't know. Do you see them? They look like stones.
Yeah.
I got them for my birthday. Maybe you can't really see them, but they're like engraved.
Oh, nice.
Those are beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah, they really like glow, like they have like magical powers in them. Like
that's awesome.
Yes, they do.
I like believe, man.
I like when you can hold them up to the light and like just even in a lit room, hold them in your hands, like cup them, and you can see them glow.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty cool. You know, otherwise I always wondered with all the glow in dark D&D stuff, like who the fuck is playing in the dark?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, D&D in the dark.
Glow in the dark paper and pencils and glow in the dark minis.
It's funny. I think of all those times like working in a nightclub and like the UV lights, like how bad they are for you, and like we're all just like, yeah, these black lights are awesome. But like a whole room full of these things, like. Fuck.
Oh, they're not good for you, those black lights?
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
We had them in our room. Our
bedroom.
Yeah. Like
in low amounts, yeah, but you get those big, like 6-footer, like fucking intense UV light things. It's like.
So, but what if you wear your tinfoil hat though?
Yeah. Perfectly fine.
Then you're okay. You just like aim your hat at the light and you're okay.
It'll just bounce off to everyone else.
Yeah.
If you took your daily dose of lead pill, that'll just reflect right off you. You're fine.
Oh, okay.
That'll work too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good we have these chats about our health and play D&D.
Ultraviolet like mutate plants if you want. You can do some funky things.
Black lights, interesting. Yeah, I mean they sound so pleasant too. Like, it's like the black arts, like black.
Yeah, that's funny. They say like, you know, the lower energy emitted by black lights is generally below dangerous levels, but you know, don't look directly into a UV LED black light when it's turned on, even if it does not appear bright. Yeah, because it's still just a lot of UV energy hitting your eyes.
It's
but,
like
yeah, they're cool in the clubs. Yeah. I think that it's funny because like while we're on the subject of like club lighting, how the clubs like to keep the lighting at just enough level so that ugly people seem a little more pretty than they are. And they do that too. Like there is a level that is known in the club industry that you keep those lights at so that people don't get fucking scared off by people until after they've had some liquor.
You sound like the guy from Bar Rescue where he's everything's a science in a bar.
Oh yeah, it is for sure. There's a science and a psychology behind all that shit.
Just watch Roadhouse, and you pretty much got it down there with Patrick Swayze and his kung fu.
Yeah, his kung fu stretch pants is Chuck Norris official kung fu stretch pants.
Yeah.
So Brit is unconscious, lying on the floor, or rather, Mirajane is. And you've just slaughtered two of these guys, and you see guys up in the grates. You see that there's two thieves that are actually resting right on the grate themselves. One's pointing a crossbow down and has just launched a bolt, which Kite deflected, and the other one is got a blowgun, and you see that he's stuffing another dart into the end of that.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
ready to deflect that too.
Okay, so we have Kite and Emus. You guys have the initiative right now. So you guys actually took your turn, I guess, kind of getting out of the way of that. Well, he deflected it for you. So Emus, you still have a chance to react thanks to Kite's quick action.
Oh, I was making sure I could stabilize and make sure she was not...
Okay.
Yeah.
So you duck down and you see that large dart is protruding out of a swollen and bruised area on her neck now.
So I'm taking that out immediately, checking her pulse, and seeing if I have to potion her up.
Okay, you do get a pulse. As everything is kind of happening very quickly here, you do detect a pulse.
Okay.
She is actually snoring quite loudly.
What?
And you get the sense that she is just unconscious.
I had one of these ready. So we're going to open her mouth, sit her up, though.
Whoa, easy. Where are we going with this?
Whoa. Wasn't thinking. Whoa.
Leans in. Okay. No,
Okay,
go ahead.
Leads in, grabs the back of her neck.
Okay.
Opens up the
old head tilt chin lift.
Yeah.
okay, and
This is eerily long and descriptive.
clicking the
What are you
cork
trying
off
to do, Emus?
top of the potion bottle, and we're going to try and get her to absorb what is being
Pour it
shoved
down her
up
throat.
the potion
What?
of healing.
Potion of healing. Okay. So as you pour she kind of chokes a little bit, but you kind of tilt her head up, and she managed to guzzle down some of that. But you see most of it dribble out of her mouth. But you do see that she's managed to get enough of it down her throat that the wound on her neck has disappeared, and there's just now a light bruise where it once was.
All right.
So so the originally what you should have taken was 4 damage, right?
Well, you didn't say anything until now.
Yeah, sorry. I did roll that earlier. There was 4 damage done from the dart, and that damage is now gone. So, a moot point.
So I'm taking off one of the regular potion healings.
Okay. And now we are over at your ravens flapping around in the ceiling, and that's done. Calyndra.
I'm just gonna kind of stay kind of around the corner, but I'm gonna pull my bow out and shoot that up at them.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
7. Where's my bow on here? 15 or 25, sorry.
25, and this is the one with the flaming arrows?
Yes.
Boom. Okay, you hear a sharp yell. He's like, ah! As the arrow thuds into this guy's thigh. And you can just see the burning, smoldering coming from his clothes as he's trying to frantically wipe it off. Yeah, roll damage, please.
10 and 4 fire damage.
I'm on fire. Help me, I'm on fire, Bobby.
Okay, you see that guy, he's patting at his leg, and then he howls in pain and slumps over, either unconscious or dead. The other guy appears to be breaking from combat, and he drops the he drops the blowgun as it falls through the grate and clatters on the ground down below. And you hear the kertunk of the trapdoor flip open as the guy's trying to break it. The Who has a turn next to you? 14, 13. Mirajane, if you weren't unconscious, it would be your go. Bops. Bops, you have a moment to react here before he breaches the trapdoor at the top.
Okay, so sorry, who's going through the trap
So
door?
the guy that had the blowgun, he's actually dropped that blowgun, and now he's heading back up that short 4 ladder rungs up through the trapdoor at the top.
Okay, and there's another guy in there too, or just the one guy?
So the first guy is slumped over against the grate. That's that would normally be slung open. They basically closed the grate back down and stood on top of it, and were firing down through the grate at you. And the one guy is slumped over, apparently either dead or unconscious, and the other guy has gone up through the trapdoor.
Okay. I'm gonna cast suggestion on this guy.
Okay.
And I'm gonna suggest. Oh, come down here.
No, he rolls a nat 20 on the saving throw and resists.
All right, that's it for me. I don't think I got a single suggestion in yet. Cast it like many times. It's gotta break sooner or later. I thought tonight was the night.
Oh, boom, 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 boom. Bam.
Next time.
Yeah, you just hear us echo The Price is Right loser music in the distance as your spell fails to meet its expectations. And the guy disappears up over into it. You hear that ka-tong as the trapdoor slams down.
Did Grond get a chance to do anything?
Not at that time. He was already halfway up there.
Well, obviously this is a building that is on street level. We don't necessarily have to go through here. Also, they know we're here, so we should probably move down from where those 2 thieves came from, I think. And just try and go murder more of them. And I think our plan is just murder as many of these thieves as we can.
What?
You know, yeah, I hear you. I'm with Kite. I'm with these thieves. They're losers. They're just violent. You know, we got to take them down, make the people safe. The world deserves better. And we got to destroy their operation as much as we can here, and this is it. So I think we should go south on a rampage.
See, now I think that there's probably a conversation being had by thieves elsewhere in the sewer that sounded just like that, but pertained to a whole other group of people.
There's don't
So we're
count.
all in agreement then.
Yeah. Good. There's consensus.
It's nice to find that middle ground there.
You got that fireball ready, Mirajane?
Sounds good. Can we keep one alive?
Yeah, so
You got to get to him first, Emus.
I'm going to head up the rope, see if that guy is still alive, and retrieve my arrow.
Okay. So, you pull yourself up to the rope, and you guys are all just kind of standing around. Mirajane is got Emus by her side, and it looks like he's just, spills potion all over her face and neck. And
The dog is just licking my face.
Yeah.
I'm going to suggest Kite to go shadow step up there and help Calyndra with that body.
Right. You see the bottle of potion Emus is holding. It just says Roofie Colada on the side.
Oh my god.
Remember our conversation about this?
Emus, you creep.
Try creepier by the week.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. I'm craving chocolate chip cookies all of a sudden. Weird.
I made mini egg cookies the other day.
Oh, giggity. Mini egg cookies. Oh my god, that just sounds amazing. Yeah. Somebody made homemade bread the other day, and I've been craving that ever since, too.
I can't help any of you without turning it all into some okay, I'll leave it alone.
I know. They got sick minds. They got sick minds, Emus. I hear you.
So you don't see any of the thieves moving, certainly not the decapitated ones. Searching the bodies, you find a sum total of 28 gold pieces between the two of the individuals that you had slit their throats. One has a short sword, fairly plain looking. The other is a long sword, also very plain looking. They each have a small dagger, and one has an additional large belt pouch with 3 dry rations in it. Short of that, you've got the body slumped up against the grate on the top of the ceiling, and the water continues to flow around in a circle.
Ow.
So is this guy above, is he still alive?
Doesn't appear to be moving.
Am I able to get up there?
So getting up the rope takes you a little bit of time while everybody's kind of gathering some stuff up. You get up the rope, hand over hand, and up at the top, you smell nothing but the sharp stench of BO, and you see the guy's lifeless corpse pressed up against the grate.
He's laying on top, eh?
Yeah, the acrid smell of burning like flesh is in the air, and the arrow is protruding from his leg.
Well, yank that out.
Okay. So yanking it out proves to be a little bit more challenging than you had thought. This thing's got some significant barbs, and you yank and tug as the barbs are firmly embedded in this guy's leg. But after some time, you manage to yard it out of the charred flesh, taking a good chunk of cloth with it. Now, roll perception, please.
Ooh, nat 20.
Okay. Roll it. You see a small rolled up piece of parchment hanging out of a small belt pouch at the guy's side.
I'll just pull out the whole belt pouch if I can.
Okay. As soon as you like you're cutting his belt or you're pulling his belt off, or
yeah, can Grond reach me to kind of hold me, steady me?
No, not really. Grond's got to
get up there.
Grond's got to grow, reach right up.
Oh.
You've got to tangle down in order to make that distance. It's like,
is Kite able to get up there and assist?
Yep, Kite can actually disappear and reappear in the shadowy space above that body. And you see Calyndra trying to fight with, reaching up and trying to get to anything. But you're able to pull out a small piece of parchment from a guy's belt pouch. And as you do so, a series of coins skitter down to the floor, including 16 gold pieces, which you're able to collect, 5 silver pieces, and 5 platinum pieces.
She'll also grab Calyndra's arrow for her.
Okay. So, yeah, well, she already had that yarded out of his meaty thigh.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And
Kite, you're starting to piss me off. You just wait till I'm like struggling, and then you show up at last minute.
Yeah.
Just gotta be quicker next time.
Yeah. So it also appears, searching the guy's body, that he appears to be wearing a small silver ring.
And am I above the trapdoor area? Like, can I?
No, you're in the space where the trapdoor is contained above here, and here's the grate. So you're standing you're above the body that's lying on that grate, while Calyndra is like below trying to do her thing.
Okay, as after Kite removes those items of interest, she's gonna say, "Quit screwing around. We gotta go chase after those thieves." And she's gonna pop back down and suggest we pick up their trail.
Okay, just as you were about to pop down, you heard the muffled sound of voices coming from somewhere beyond the trapdoor above you.
Calyndra's on her way down.
Sounds like they're bringing in reinforcements.
Okay. So you disappear back down?
Yeah. And she'll... Sounds like they're bringing in reinforcements to the group.
Okay. And Calyndra zips down, lands with a thud, and...
Yeah, let's head south to where those thieves came from and see what's...
Meanwhile, Brit, or rather Mirajane, is completely unconscious.
Yay!
Oh, we'll drag her along.
Okay. So, yeah, she weighs a bit. The only person who's doing any carrying of her is like Grond, because she's fully armored now. she's got a backpack, weapons. She still weighs, probably what, 105, 110, 135.
With armor, probably a little more.
Oh no, without the armor, just herself.
Oh.
Like, how tall is she?
Would I recognize what?
Probably average like 5'5".
Okay. Sorry, what were you asking? Gunbot?
I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration on Mirajane to see if that undoes the effect of the tranquilizer. To cure her from that poison, maybe?
Sleeping pill. Sleeping most potion.
Okay. So you cast the spell, and if she opens her eyes.
Mirajane, I was so scared. Your dog is fine too.
I'm sure I woke up and what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, you woke up and your dog begins to lick your face. And I mean, it's a sizable dog, so it just takes 3 seconds before your entire side of your face is covered in slobber.
Thanks. So great.
We got to move, team. We got company.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So no sooner do you say that than you hear the tut of somebody coming in through somewhere above you. Which direction are you guys headed out of here?
South.
Yeah, can we see if there's a trail from where those 2 thieves came from below here?
Okay, so you'll have to just roll me an investigation check. You can roll with advantage if your party is assisting you.
Sure. I'll help them.
If someone else wants to do that, or Emus, I guess.
Okay, whoever's got a high investigation, maybe.
I have a +6.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
You can do it.
26. Not 20.
Okay. Yeah, you pick up a set of prints that do not appear to be the same as the first, but this appears to be 2 larger individuals, likely male, very large feet on the one individual, and those are the 2 that appear to be the freshest, and they are heading in a south direction.
Okay.
Interesting.
Let's head this way, guys.
Okay.
Follow the...
I'm going to take a Rohip healing potion. Shit.
So, what does that note say, too? It's like a little piece of paper.
Yes.
We should see what that's all about.
I think so.
Yeah, I guess while we're on the move, Kite will read the note.
On the move and reading. Talent.
She's multi-talented.
Well, she could probably just read it and then shadow step right up to where we are.
She's also got those boots, so if she wants, she can move 90 feet in a turn. And then shadow step 60 feet, so she's pretty mobile. So technically she can move up to a maximum of 150 feet in one turn.
Wow.
Hey, can you move the camera down a bit there, Kelly?
Yeah, I will.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, sorry. If maximum, what's
Let's just leave it at
100? It's 180 plus 60.
240.
She can move up to a maximum of 240 feet in one turn.
Jeez.
Wow.
So she could have caught those guys.
I guess.
240 feet. Well, is there anything faster in the game? I don't think so.
Yeah, probably a lot of stuff.
Oh, permit me one moment here.
I can't think of one, and
Well, it just matters what Kelly thinks of.
There you go.
Hey.
I'm trying to think of how fast the
They came
wait.
for Oreos and they're not even in here.
Yeah, you took them.
Oh. I left the room for mini Oreos, and then I realized they were right here.
And cast a
We're not
spell.
doing any brand advertising here, though.
Mini Oreos.
They're too many. You couldn't see them.
Oh man, so good though. They're like gaming fuel.
That's awesome.
So the birds head in a south direction, southwest.
Yeah,
You round the corner and you head into an area that appears to be a large number of these holes, sewage outlets that are kind of leaking water at a slow trickle, which gathers into a trough that runs along the length of the floor towards another one of those round, bowl-shaped drainage areas.
well,
You arrive at a four-way junction. Where do you go?
do we see some footprints like heading in a direction?
Yeah, you're kind of following them. Calyndra's leading the way with that.
Yeah, let's
So
just
which
keep
way did they go?
south.
Over this direction.
I'll continue following them.
Okay, you continue past this drain here, which water is
Flowing down at a reasonable rate.
into something that lies below.
And you head into another room that appears to be littered with all kinds of garbage on the outside. There's long sets of stairs that lead down into the square area. And it just appears to be a whole bunch of garbage. There's a small drainage hole in the center of the room, but because of its square nature, there appears to be water pooling around the outside of it. And the drain itself is likely either stopped up or is clogged some time ago. So the entire room reeks.
Our original point of entry, from the last time we talked about that, it's been about 200 feet.
From your original point of entry?
No, so the original point of entry would be about 660.
Yeah, you're beyond that for sure. Yeah, you're definitely beyond that. Oh, I dropped a cookie.
We're getting deeper. Is there any sound of like an open running water or ocean, river slash?
No, but everywhere there's the sound of trickling and dripping water. You can even hear the squeaks of something rat-like in the distance.
We're all moving at pace too, so making noise.
Okay.
So, like, there's not really any clues around for.
So the prints appear to be heading directly into this room. But inside this room, you start to lose sight of those prints amidst the garbage and the refuse that's lining all of the area.
Okay.
Is there
I'm
any
gonna-
clues as to a doorway or where to go next?
You do have the rolled up piece of paper, which you unfurl to reveal the instructions. Prisoners need food, and then there's a short list of grocery items.
Prisoners need food. Wow. People that actually care about prisoners?
No, the grocery items, as you read them out, are large dog bones, fat trimmings from a pig.
Okay.
And it looks to be just a combined host of what would otherwise be free slop on the surface.
But does someone speak thieves' cant?
Making human stew.
Does someone speak thieves' cant?
Yeah.
Somebody does speak thieves' cant.
Can someone who speaks thieves' cant please give this a read over?
I'll take a look at it.
Okay. So reading over the instructions, you're able to actually, I'm going to get you to roll an insight.
The other thing is prisoners need to eat because if they die, they have no value.
Sorry, what did you roll on that?
15.
15. So you are able to decipher the message, and it is actually a set of instructions. There's a kind of northeast, southwest indication of code in the written script on the paper. So after you're able to kind of figure out the first location of north, you gather that the directions that it's giving directions to some location below the surface.
Ooh,
Wherever that individual was.
that's where Elsith is.
So I will start leading in the directions it gives.
Okay. So that requires me drawing an entirely new map.
And now for something completely different.
Yes, so we're going to have to pause for a moment while you guys discuss what's happening next.
Yeah, we're just gonna go in there, kill all the thieves, and rescue the prisoners, right?
It's been proven time and time again talking to these thieves is a waste of time. So Kite's got no interest talking to these guys. She sees them, they're dead. You can stop her if you want, but that will happen.
I
But
mean,
I'm just gonna say that cutting off a toe doesn't amputate the foot, and it
I don't-
definitely doesn't get to the heart. I mean, I
Don't care.
agree.
Don't care. They're dead. They're dead. I don't care.
Oh man,
One alive.
Why?
Together ever
Like, for what reason?
They have-
We've got
To answer
so
any
many
questions.
games. They don't answer questions. We've talked to them
okay,
so
no,
many times.
fair.
None of them have said
Read
anything.
thoughts.
Eric, Kite, you didn't give any of those other thieves the chance to talk.
She gave them the 3 guys there. She gave them 3 chances. She gave them more than enough chance when they put bags on our heads, walked down into an ambush where we all got filled with darts, sold into slavery. They weren't talking to us when they were hauling Mirajane in a box.
Yeah, they
These guys are
might-
human traffickers.
Do you not believe in Emus's ability to detect thoughts? Even
No,
Ah.
no, I don't.
So
You
we
detect
have one alive.
So we're gonna play a trick at some point, and you're gonna put a series of 3 numbers in your head, and we'll see if I can guess them in a row. 3
She
numbers.
trusted your ability to read the monk's thoughts, and then you lied about it after.
What did I
Or not lie, but at least I don't know. I feel like, I mean, you guys can do what you want, but I feel like it's well established that these guys are bad guys, and that talking to them, it's just lulling you into a chance for them to get the drop on you and fill you full of darts. So
Meta
don't really have
capacity.
that much interest in that.
Okay.
The
But, like,
meta capacity to acquire information from them is negligible.
But I mean, you know, you can always leave one alive for questioning too if you want.
yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Basically, I feel like I don't know. I feel like if they want to live, they can talk, and if they start a conversation with "we ain't telling you shit," they're like, "Yeah, I know you won't,"
Yeah, just yeah, I'm definitely
or "I'm
feeling.
counting on it."
I'm feeling murder hobo-ish myself overall, but yeah, if we keep one alive, maybe to get more information, then we can see how that goes.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just best to go and try and kill them all, and then that's that. Just kill as we go.
Yeah, man. Welcome to D&D. It's just hack and slash.
Yeah, but if some of them are able to give us answers,
Oh yeah, for sure. Kite's given all of them a chance. She's given them that one chance. They just haven't been smart enough to take it.
well, we'll let the zone of truth and the detect thoughts interrogate next time, and we'll go watch their back. Kite.
Also, Emus and actually the rest of the group, except for Bops. How come when I fell into that water, how come Bops is the only one who was trying to save me?
Because I was up a rope.
Because I was completely deaf and disoriented.
Looking at you, Emus. Playing with, like a little piece of gray sludge is more important than your friend Kite's life. Oh, I get it. Remember that time with that banshee when you went down, and who was at your side? Who brought you back from the brink of death?
Just on that note, Mary J goes down. Emus is the first one towards her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm yesterday's chewed up newspaper. I see how it is.
Kite.
One that you've continually shunned on
She
numerous.
is also a 19-year-old girl, so I'm playing up the drama right now.
Yeah.
But
So-
one
You want to beat Emus in your face.
times, and you shunned it away. I offered a ring. I've offered conversation. I've done them numerous times, and you were like, huh.
And then the one time I'm certain doom, certain death, and a
I wouldn't-
little gray puddle is more important than my life. I see how it is.
It would be more of a turn order and initiative if you really got down to it. But that-
If I would have rolled a high enough initiative, cared, Kite.
no,
Roll to care.
Crit fail.
Yeah. So, and actually, I had intended on ending tonight's game at around 10 o'clock anyway, but we've lost a player who may be very important to the things coming up for you guys. Brit's tapped out due to a severe headache. So she's had to go rest. But I did want to kind of close this one early tonight at 10 o'clock rather than the usual 11 o'clock time, just to kind of give everybody a bit of a break for the weekend and just so we could all kind of get caught up on where we are. So there's a big sewer adventure, and I do have some maps kind of half prep for these things, so I'm hoping to have those ready for next week. So if everybody's into another regular session next week, then we'll give her then for sure.
Yeah, and the one after that is Christmas, so
Well, yeah, right.
we'll probably, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll take a Christmas break.
Yeah, maybe take a Christmas break, yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
What's everybody doing for Christmas break?
Just hanging out with the kids.
Yeah.
Pretty
Not
much.
much we can do.
Right? And it's like, well, I'm getting a lot of indoor time this year. Yeah.
I built a rink in our backyard, and I covered the backyard with Christmas lights, so
Ooh.
I'm hoping that'll be a nice little thing to
Yeah, I
do.
wanted to say thanks to Draconis Firebrand for joining us, J-Man Weird also for joining us, and Ariel the True, Tyrannical Rex. Thanks everyone who came out. We had, I think, 8 or 9 people in here at one time. So thanks to everybody who made it out to the Chronicles of Chryalis for our return session. And I will look forward to catching all of you. Holy shit, Mike's just going ape shit over.
Oh, yeah, like these are just sitting by me, and I'm like, ooh, I can't help but like want to.
all the murder.
It's like murder. So lots of stuff coming up for sure next week, and I'll look forward to catching you then. So in the meantime, thank you everyone for coming out tonight, and I hope you have a great weekend. I'll look forward to catching the Camarina crew tomorrow night.
See you, team.
Sweet. Have a good night, everyone.
Hey, guys.
I'm doing like the little like anime sword sparkle thing. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay.
Night.
Tyler, see you, Lynette.
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, you too.
Hmm.